Hey, all right, what's up, everybody? We're here for episode 2 of the Corey Michael podcast, and I'm Michael.
And I'm Corey. You can't see it, but I'm dabbing.
Dab on him, Corey.
Dabbing while we introduce myself.
That's gonna be old by the time anyone listens to this. They're like, "What?"
Check back in 10 years. What is dabbing?
Dude, if we had an intro, what would it be? Would it be like movie quotes? Yeesh.
We'll narrow down an intro.
Intros are so like.
We're just gonna end up clipping a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what we're gonna use for this year.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of changing it every once in a while.
Just change up the intro. Yeah, just like almost like different seasons. Right. Dude, when people say like seasons of podcasts, I'm just like, shut up. Like, you just record. Yeah. Like, podcasts.
What episode is it? That's all I want to know. How many episodes before this?
But I don't even care about what episode. Like, most people when they're doing the episodes, they have no idea what episode it is. Like, we just know it's number 2.
And then they go into their backlog. Oh, what was the last episode I put a number on? All right, well, we'll add one number to that, and that's this episode. You're not like, oh, on this 300th episode, I'm going to have a special guest.
I mean, some people do that,
maybe,
but
right.
I don't think anyone really cares
for
about
our
that.
69th episode, we'll have a special guest.
We're going to do the whole thing. We're going to be upside down.
You are.
Dude, it's like, I almost think of podcasts, like, especially the one we're doing right now, where we're kind of just messing around, like almost like a radio morning broadcast where you just listen.
You see a video of like 5 people sitting around, they're sitting super close to the mic, and they got that spit block on it thing or whatever.
That's not
what
a
is it
spit
called?
Block. It's a no. That's actually for a reason. It's a pop filter.
Oh, I see.
So when we make P's
and
pop.
T's and K's and
yes,
D's.
Those letters, not D's. Nobody's
D's. No.
ear hurts when you say D.
You want to bet?
Maybe the D hurts you. You want to go with this list, or you got something on your mind?
No, I think I want to leave after that one.
You just want to leave?
Yeah.
You're playing Magic tonight.
I am.
Yeah. So we got some ideas brewing on how we can make interesting stuff for people to listen to or consume content-wise when it comes to Magic or like a Friday Night Magic
draft. I think the other formats we're not really familiar enough with to give any.
There's people been playing Modern for years that like
we've only been playing Standard for 2 years now. So
yeah.
As of this month, actually. Well, I have. You can say
I go on and off.
1 year. So.
Yeah, 1 year total. Of the last 2 years, I've probably played 12 months.
Yeah.
No, I've almost always stayed online.
True.
Like playing Arena.
Right.
Dude, are you worried about? We're gonna lose a lot of listeners just by talking about Magic on our deviations or our. Whatever.
Just bear with us for the next.
Bear with us
5
for 5 minutes. We'll get just skip ahead, scrub ahead, scrub ahead, scrub. Dude, like they're losing paper Magic players because a lot of people are dropping. Like friends that we know. Like I think of 3 people, like Al, Anthony, myself, a couple other players. Nick Melee for a while. We're just dropping last names like it's hot. But
I don't think we can chalk that up necessarily to just Arena though. I think that is all going to be kind of a personal decision that you make. Like I don't have time to involve or them saying I don't have time to lay this deck out in paper, buy the cards, play test with my friends, and then show up to an FNM and spend 6-7 hours. Like if I show up tonight at 7 o'clock, it's 7 to at least.
You're going till 1.
At least 1 just to play the first 5-6 rounds. And then if we end up playing it out, which our store is competitive, so that usually tends to happen, and so we have to play those last 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And they have no time limit, so you can play as slow as you want, but it can go to like 3-4 in the morning. You get players eventually being like, I'm not sure I want to play this anymore. I kind of want to go home and do my own thing. But it's a significant time investment for your Friday night, and some players just don't want to put that effort in. And especially if you're only playing on Fridays and you're not playing in other local tournaments at different stores on different days of the week, then you're not getting the maximum value out of that paper. So most players are making that decision of saying, I'm going to invest my time into Arena. I'm going to play an Arena because it's accessible.
Super easy
to me. Yeah, you
like
just
a
get
game
home
takes 20 minutes to play what would take an hour.
There's no shuffling, there's no deck construction, there's no all of that, all the little things that happen while you're sitting across from someone. Yeah. Trying to figure out board state, but you literally hover your mouse over it and it tells you everything. It shuffles the deck for you. You type in the name of the card that you want for granted and all that stuff.
Yes. So. Yeah. And I was just going to ask the question, do you think there's like a possibility of cannibalization of Magic has, as a business, made an online product that might be interfering with their paper card sales? And you know, anytime you make a business, you want to have two products going simultaneously. You want them not to hurt each other.
Not to overlap. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you think that there's been cannibalization? I think about these things.
Yes and no. I feel like there's
players aren't playing.
The amount of players that were playing paper that are now playing Arena is probably not as large of a number as players that are playing Arena that want to try and play in paper. And
absolutely,
Wizards of the Coast is garnering all that money. All the money that you put into Arena, and then now you're going to go buy the paper product, they still get their money on that. And the players who are no longer playing paper are putting the same amount of money that they were putting into paper now into Arena in order to get their collection or to buy gems or, you know, to do the events and stuff like that.
You know, another thing I thought of is that imagine all the players that are not playing Hearthstone anymore because Magic now has an Arena online.
Right.
Like, I have not spent money on Hearthstone in years.
Yeah. Because you found the better card game.
Yeah, because I found the better.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm interested. I've always been interested in card games.
Right.
And then Magic just didn't have that atmosphere online. Magic Online a little bit, but then once they came with Arena, it's like I'm not ever gonna buy a pack of Hearthstone probably ever again.
Yeah, I think it's more Arena cannibalized the Hearthstone community more than it did the paper Magic community.
Yeah. So then they just needed a digital product that worked, and they found it.
Right.
And that's the gain in that is
MTGO
way better.
was okay, but MTGO is still going strong. Like,
it's
if I
like
go
old.
into the Magic streams, there's still people playing Modern and what's the other thing? The draft thing.
Like limited for Cube.
Cube. Yeah.
Cube is fun. I did a Modern Cube, and I'm not a Modern player. And I think you played 3 matches, and I got 2 wins, so you get your money back. And like, it's a phantom cube, so you don't get to keep the cards or anything. But it was like
interesting. You just hold on to that stat. You won 2 out of 3 games of ever playing cube. You keep that 66 win percent, and you just never play cube again. You can just keep talking about that for the next 5 years.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell my kids that.
Yeah. The limited sampling I did, I had the 66 win percent.
Yeah.
What?
You want to keep going with our topics that we have? Continuation from last time?
Yeah, we had written down for the last episode that we never got to just because we're so talkative and we just flush out all these subjects. Let's start it up, dude.
Let's start it up.
Item number 1.
Dude, we're not putting intros in these. We think it's a
I just
newscast.
imagine the video version on YouTube. You just have this spinning little title that shows up. And then 5 seconds later, it disappears because we're off on a tangent already.
I don't want this organized
too
nonsense.
much pressure, dude.
Dude, we're not even wearing pants right now.
Whoa! The topic on screen, that's too much pressure for us to be like, oh, I got to keep talking about this topic.
Yeah.
No pressure. This is a pressure-free zone.
Pressure-free zone.
Judgment, pressure.
It's probably a listener-free zone, too. Why don't they like us, Corey?
Definitely need that soundboard, dude.
I'm
ready for it. Just pressing buttons over here. Or audience laughs.
Dude, I heard an interesting thing about all the audience laughs that you hear on sitcoms and
all
stuff.
Sitcoms in the 90s, it's all fake.
It's not all. Well, yeah, it's fake. But you know, they filmed it in front of a studio audience, and they mix in the laugh track. Most of that laugh track was in the 40s and 50s. Yeah. So all the people that laughed are dead. So it's a bunch of dead people laughing at jokes nowadays. And every time you hear laugh track...
Yeah, because nowadays if you have a live studio audience, it's kind of like...
Nobody laughs like that. The way they're laughing...
Yeah.
And then you could pick out, like, if you've watched a ton of sitcoms like I have...
Right.
Like,
you could sound the same.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's the guy who has that laugh that I saw 40 episodes on a different show. Like... That's how you're watching too much. But dude,
that's how you know you're watching too much. That's exactly right.
That kind of fell off. Like, people don't use laugh tracks. I mean, you shouldn't anymore. What shows
they still do? Like
shitty shows like Big Bang Theory.
That's what that was exactly the
I said it. That show blows.
That was probably one of the examples that they used.
Did you used to like 2.5 Men?
I did with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I like that. Charlie Sheen. I love him.
And what's his name? Ashton Kutcher came on. And I think I watched like 2 episodes. You know, I wasn't like a religious watcher. Like, oh, I
never saw an episode with Ashton Kutcher. because I stopped. I was like, this can't be good.
Yeah, I didn't watch the show consistently
Yeah.
enough to be like, oh, what's the difference here? Oh, we lost him. Oh, we got this
Yeah.
guy instead. And then
Yeah.
there's always that joke, or I've seen that joke running around. It's like Ashton Kutcher kills shows or something after he did.
They
that
bring him
70s
on
show.
and they get canceled.
Yeah.
Dude, I looked into like what made Charlie Sheen like so crazy. At one point, he was living with, I want to say, 2 porn stars, and they just had like this big open 3-way relationship where they were all just coming in and out, and like I don't know, he was married to one or
Literally
married.
coming in and out.
Oh, lots of coming in and out of the house. This is a clean podcast,
And
okay?
rooms and bathrooms.
This is not a clean podcast. I don't know what we're gonna do, but
Beep. That's where the soundboard is like.
Beep. See you next Tuesday.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
I would love to be in an open relationship where there's lots of.
They're just coming in, coming out of the house.
You gotta stop saying it.
It's
You're gonna make me laugh every
No,
time.
I meant like he had like and he would have like parties, and I guess people would just come over and it's just drugs everywhere.
Oh,
And
yeah.
He was just So,
Yeah, but I don't. That circle or that activity for me goes pretty like encompasses all of Los Angeles for me. It's like,
Yeah, you just
if
think everyone out
live in
there's
Los
partying?
Angeles, like that's just kind of your last. Even if you're not a
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen level tier 1 type actor, quote tier 1, and you're just like you just moved there
Yeah.
last year and you're still kind of like figuring it out. You're still kind of having those parties. I feel like you're gonna get together with all the other people who are trying to audition for roles. You're gonna network, and we're still gonna have a get together.
you think people are just crazy?
20 crazy normies or poor people, and they're still having a party, and there's lots of stuff going on there too. So
yeah.
I don't think that the shock value kind of Charlie Sheen's name that he's having an open relationship with 2 porn stars. I'm kind of dulled to that kind of like.
It's like, okay, whatever.
That's
They
not
probably all
clickbait.
are doing it.
Yeah, that's not clickbait for me. It's like he got name recognition. That's all.
Dude, are you like I already know the answer, but this is for the viewers. Like, are you like a big party person?
Like, do I like to have parties and go?
What do
to
you think about
parties?
the concept of parties?
I like birthday parties and wedding parties.
No, you don't.
I like what? Yeah, I would have to know a few people. Like, I'm going to a wedding here at the end of the month.
Are ya?
And I know the bride, obviously, because that's who's inviting me. And then, she's inviting also friends that we have in common. So I'll just be hanging out with those people. It's not like I'm going to meet the family or, hang, network or that kind of thing. But I like making an appearance and kind of hanging out. Birthday parties. I always love my own birthday parties. Those are the best.
Yeah, you like getting a party thrown for you.
Shout out to that Goldschlager. Again.
Goldschlager. Throwback, episode 1.
Or yeah, when we had our magic party and
Yeah.
everyone kind of, it was.
Yeah,
I
you
thought it
can't
was
call
fun
that a
night.
magic party a party, though. I mean, it wasn't a party. It was a bunch of dudes in a room.
Sure. But we were still laughing. We were still carrying on. There was music. We just happened to be doing a different activity than trying to mac on
I
girls.
enjoyed that, but it was a hang. That was just a hang.
Sure.
Yeah.
How many? What's the minimum threshold in order for it to call it a party? Would I have to have like 4 more people than we did?
Yeah, I would say that. Probably, my number's a little bit low. Maybe like 8 to 10 people minimum.
That's
still a party.
be
Yeah.
considered a party.
Yeah, and can't all be dudes. It's just I just don't think that's a party. And they call it a bachelor party, but I wouldn't even call that a party. That's just guys going to a strip club.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's got to be women.
I just think so, but I don't like parties. I mean, like, I thought you would say this too. Like, we're just not party people, but most people in our generation are not.
I just don't get invited to that many parties because I think
'Cause they don't want to.
They share your kind of perspective on me as like, oh, he's not gonna like the party, so I just don't get invited to parties. But I'm okay at parties. I always like drinking and hanging out with people and talking.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It
is fun. How long I want to stay there is up to me. How much, what type of people I'm hanging out with. If I'm not feeling the vibe, then I'm free to leave. Like you said, this is America.
You know what I love, though?
Not forced to be in a room.
I love going out at night to
Unless
like
you're iced.
Iced.
Yeah.
What's iced?
Ice.
I don't know what
in
iced
Texas.
is.
If you get iced.
Oh, get iced.
Yeah, you're not allowed to leave that room.
He shut up while I'm making a point. Can you just quiet?
Okay.
I do like going to like nightclubs. Like, I like going out at night with music and drinking and dancing, and And it's not like how my personality type works. I mean, I like staying in, and I'm a little bit more like introverted. But man, there's something about being out at night till like 2 a.m. in a city. Like, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, you see crazy people, and everyone's all dressed up. Everyone's having a good time. Music.
Once you get to 30, though, you're kind of like, you look at your clock. It's 11, guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
this
but
night out is
that's just
done.
fun. It's just, I don't know why. Like, because I don't even like parties that much. But man, that's a good time.
It was a good time when you did like parties?
No, I'm talking about just going out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, what I just described.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Hey, describe your Tinder experiences.
Oh no!
If you
Great
want,
segue.
great segue.
I haven't had that many Tinder experiences.
Okay.
And by experience,
You're a
I would
swiper. You swipe. You swipe
not
a lot.
really.
How
Not
often do you
really.
swipe?
Maybe
Swipe
like-
every day?
No more than like 8 times a month.
8 swipes a month.
No, 8 times where I'll sit on a session. Have a quote
Oh.
session of like I'll sit there for 30
Swipe
minutes
sesh?
while I'm waiting for something. It's not like I whip out my phone at all time and I'm just trying to swipe left, swipe right. But a couple times a month I would. Oh, I still have this app. Let me browse through right here, see what matches I get. But my experiences as far as like meeting these girls is not as
I just want to hear about it.
That
So,
is-
like, what does one think when they download Tinder and install the app and then start swiping and then do the messaging and then, like, what is that all about?
To me, that brings anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's almost the same as like meeting meeting the girl in real life, but you kind of have this extra couple of minutes to get your thoughts together and put your thoughts onto this text
It's
message
sort of a
to
fun
send.
thing, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
you're having fun when you're doing it,
If
and
you're not
obviously
having fun, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it makes you like nervous
Yeah.
because
Well, the conversation part. The conversation part. Like you get,
Yeah.
you swipe right on someone and they happen to swipe right at you, and then all right, now the app has matched together, you are allowed to carry on this conversation. What's the first thing you say?
People
I can't use any examples
People
because I don't want to
use
give away my like
all your lines.
my signature moves. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say to that one girl? I think I typed it in for you. It was like, "What that ass do?" or something. Like, what did we say?
It was something along those lines. It was like,
Oh no, it was like, "Beat cheeks?" Question
Yeah.
mark.
we had a couple vodkas then.
Yeah, that was. She didn't respond, dude. I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, I wonder why she wouldn't respond to that.
Dude,
type
how
of
do you
message.
choose your pictures to be on your Tinder?
Sadly,
You got good pictures.
Sadly, I don't have that many pictures. So
I've seen your
pickings,
pictures.
The pickings weren't.
I'd swipe right.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, bud.
I actually don't have that many pictures that's like a clear picture of me that I'm doing an activity or whatever. Most of these females have like, oh yeah, I was at the beach and one of my friends just took a picture for
There's
me
a formula,
while
right?
I'm posed.
There's a formula where it's like the first one's the face or like the attractive one, whatever it is, whether it's your face, and then there's got to be a body shot, and then there's got to be like so you show people that you're not fat, right? That's part of the formula. And then the next picture somewhere
What about
along the
all the
line.
chubby chasers?
Well, that's a whole different thing. That's God bless them. All right, we'll move on. I'm just glad that people are into whatever they're into.
Yeah.
I'm happy for.
God bless variety.
You really gonna open your
sorry, I'm
fucking
sorry, I'm sorry.
donuts on the
I'm
mic?
snacking while we're talking, dude.
It's like the worst thing to do is eat on a podcast.
Really?
I'm so disgusted with you. So is every viewer.
We don't have any viewers.
You're right. Never mind. Eat away. Enjoy yourself.
We don't have any viewers, dude. I can do whatever I want right now.
We're not gonna
Episode 30, when you whine at me, maybe I'll take it.
you consider it. We just lost 1,000 viewers. They just dropped us.
No, the viewers will ask a lot about me. Like, what is this handsome gentleman in my ear?
Nobody knows what you. Actually, we took a picture and we have it on
Oh, is
the
it
video.
on?
it's on there now.
So
So
the
people
YouTube video you
people know what we
uploaded.
look like.
Okay.
I'm on the left. You're on the right. I have like a stupid ass face, dude. I don't mind. We're doing
we took
it.
a stupid ass picture. We were like,
Yeah.
what?
What can we do that
What's
takes
clickbaity?
low effort? What can we do in 1 minute?
We drove 100 miles away to
No,
take that
we-
picture.
My train of thought is gonna get derailed here. You got to have a face picture that looks like a kicker, and this is guys or girls, and then you got to have a body picture to show that you're not fat, and then you got to have a picture with friends to show that you're not like some serial killer, and then you got to have a picture showing an activity that you're doing that opens up the conversation so they can talk about something.
And this formula just came up on the spot?
No, I've heard this somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or like, this is just what people talk about. Like, you read it, like Reddit comments and stuff.
Right.
I like going on the Tinder
Formulas
subreddit.
for success.
Yeah.
But that's
what people do.
First. That's true.
Right? I mean, because definitely with chicks, you got to have like a body shot to show that you're not.
Well, I feel like most people's experience with Tinder is you're going to like open Tinder and you're going to start swiping, and you're not really going to go start digging in to the photos right away. You know, Tinder makes it easy where you can swipe.
That's the opposite of what I thought.
If you're looking at the photo, usually most people, I would say, most people are just going to swipe left based on the first photo.
I mean, the decision's made on the first photo.
I would say a majority, if not half the time, I would say that they're not going to go digging into the rest of your photos to see. It's like, first impression, I'm interested, or what else is there? All right, let me check out his other photos, and then I'll swipe left or right based on that. So I think that first photo definitely has to be your best photo, and it's
for sure. You gotta be presenting.
You gotta ask like 10 friends, hey, which one would you put in the front of your profile?
Yeah.
Some apps will actually tell you like, hey, this is your most popular.
Do you ask your friends that are women that like you work with or whatever? Do you get their advice on Tinder? Or do you just not tell anyone that you have it?
I wouldn't just be like my coworker acquaintances. It would be people who
so
are friends.
You don't tell like girls that you're friends
I don't
with?
Just show up in the kitchen and be like, hey,
how's this look?
Everybody come over here.
Is it gonna get me lit? Yes or no?
Swipe left or right for me.
So Tinder totally has that you're just trying to get your dick wet like vibe, right? I mean,
no, it is a dating website.
Do you think people take like what's a perception of the people of the populace? People think of it as like a sex app.
All it is just girls getting. What's the word I want here? Bombarded by hot dogs.
Yeah, just, like that one GIF with the girl with the hot dogs hitting her face.
There was a picture I saw the other day. It was like a huge, long ass snaking line. It was like dudes who have swiped right on that girl, and then there's like one person by itself. It's like you. You're not even in the line, but there's just a snaking line trying just to get a right swipe from this chick.
That being said, I don't think it's easier for them. Like they got their own. Like if you're
everyone has their own preferences. I wouldn't say it's easier for anyone.
I would say they have their own struggles. Like it's not like it's an easy app to use if you're a girl. Like you're gonna get lots of swipes, but then now you got to filter out all the fucking serial killers, like all the bozos, which is like everybody.
I think your perception of how many serial killers... You've already said serial killers like twice in the last 20 minutes. Like, that's not a very large percentage of the population using Tinder, dude. Like,
society's too safe. We gotta mix it up, bro.
All the pedophiles and all that stuff are all on Craigslist. We don't gotta worry about that.
Have you ever looked up... We did this at work one time. We looked up all the sex offenders in our area.
Oh, yeah, with the website, right?
There's, like... They gotta be lying. Because there's hundreds in, like, where we live, just alone. There's, like... It shows their picture, it shows their full address, shows their name. I'm just like, no, it can't be that many. They got to have like old addresses or.
Oh yeah, some of it's not been like updated. Or whatnot. Like all those people who still.
Because there's literally like 100 dots.
To our address breaks my brain. You know, the USPS actually will filter that stuff out. They'll be like, hey, you're getting all this mail from these random people. Who are the primary people living here? And so you submit a form and like,
redirect the
and they'll filter out all the garbage.
Yeah.
From previous tenants or whatnot.
Yeah. I think those lists are nonsense, though. Like, there's no way there's that many fucking sex offenders. Like,
I wouldn't doubt it.
People are gross, dude.
But still, if you take that into account of the population of Orlando and you saw like hundreds in our area, that's still a very small percentage.
I'm talking there were 100 red dots.
In downtown Orlando?
Like, no, Like, I looked up our apartment complex. We live in an apartment complex. There were, like, 100 dots, like, right on our apartment. I was like, what? I was like,
maybe it's the hospital.
Maybe. I don't know what it is. It seems excessive.
Yeah. It seems excessive for this spot. But it also could just be, like, a kind of, like, heat map. Because if you go into, like, those maps that show you, like, crime and all that stuff, like... If you zoom out far enough, the dot kind of hovers over your whole city instead of exact locations of that. Maybe you needed a mouse wheel up so you could get exact, like zoom in real on our apartment complex. You might have seen like 2.
I did do that.
Oh,
I
still
zoomed in.
100.
It was just like a ton, and it was like in our immediate area. And they said, locations are approximate, but I felt like it was.
It's now Google Maps.
No, it's probably not accurate. I mean,
You do like street view, get all the way down to the street, and you can look at them and their pictures being taken in front of their house. Oh yeah, that guy
like they're
lives there
getting
for
out of
sure.
their car, and the little thing pops up on his head.
Got him.
Cop
Eventually
peeing in
we'll
a movie
have
theater.
an app, or whatever VR future we have.
Yeah.
There will be like identifying each person that walks by. Oh,
You're gonna
red
see
flag.
people's social
hide
media
your kids, hide
profiles.
your wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's gonna pop up like the latest like 5 tweets this guy made, and like he's walking to work or whatever. Like,
Sure. I mean, a majority of those I'd say are just like, when I was drunk and I peed in a park, and now
Yeah.
I'm a pedophile type stuff.
yeah. God, I don't know anything about that world. I don't want to know about it. I do like serial killers. I like learning about just how twisted people's minds
Can you
are.
say that last sentence again?
I like what I said.
do like serial killers.
I love serial killers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I do like them.
All right.
Yeah, they're just fascinating people.
Okay.
Like, imagine someone who acts normal to society, and like they go to work and everyone thinks that's just a normal guy. They're kind of a little bit of a loner, and then they do this stuff, usually like highly intelligent people, and then they do things against society they know that they shouldn't be doing. Like, they're not like idiots at a bar getting into a bar fight and killing someone. I mean, this is like planned killing of people over a series of time, and they don't get caught, and a lot of times they like play with the police. Like, that's kind of like, you're crazy. Like, such a crazy thing to do. Like, I can't even fathom how, like, I don't like cutting people off in traffic. How do you kill someone? Like, I don't know how that.
You won't even kill the roaches.
No!
So, how would you kill
No,
a
I wouldn't
child
even-
or
Yeah.
a young woman?
Oh, it's just, obviously it's very dark, and I have this like bright-eyed like mystery book view on this. Like, oh, this isn't real. This is kind of an entertaining subreddit to go down, or
This can't
whatever.
be real.
Yeah, this can't be real. You watch Mindhunter, and they talk about serial killers, and it's like, no, that shit's so fascinating. It's like, there's monsters out there. There's people that hide it real well.
My favorite show about serial killers has been True Detective.
True Detective. Okay,
The
yeah.
first season with Woody Harrelson and
Yeah.
what's his name?
We'll get it.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
That's a good duo.
That reminded me
But-
of Magic Mike.
That's not. Oh, it is Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, he's
I
in
was
it.
thinking Magic Mike of Channing Tatum. So
I love Channing Tatum.
you love a lot of things, don't you?
Yeah.
That's a strong word that you throw around. So
I
let's
just
go.
throw it around.
Let's tie that back into Tinder. Do you think you can find? You think you can find true love on Tinder?
I'm sure people have. I mean, you hear people. You don't hear about it. You read it. You read about it on subreddits or whatever that people got married on Tinder.
Success stories. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think majority of Tinder get-togethers are a failure by 99%.
I wouldn't put it that high.
Okay,
I wouldn't
I'm
say
exaggerating.
I wouldn't say it's a failure either, because
Sure.
I would deem a success being even meeting up with a person. Hey, we had a great conversation and we talked, and then when we finally met up in a public place where we're gonna do an activity or just have a drink or whatever, if you find out, and it took an hour, 2 hours to find out, oh, that wasn't really a great match, that's still success. Like, you kind
Yeah,
of like
you're right.
weeded out what you weren't looking for. You're able to, restructure what you are looking for, or what the signs that a profile can give you. So,
And it's got to be better than just finding someone at a bar.
well, yeah, you're
'Cause
definitely
you're
exposed to
choosing it.
way more people. Like, you're not going to always be at the same bar as the same person, or if you bounce around the bars, that's not very cost effective either. And
Yeah.
otherwise you're drinking by yourself unless you're like hyper social. And most people are not hyper social. Like, I'm going
No.
to show up to a bar and just talk to whoever. It's kind of like I'm going with a group of friends to the bar, and we met these other 2-3 people, and then you kind of have like that group chemistry. But I don't think single people by themselves are going to bars. I think it happens more with clubs than it does with bars.
Yeah, yeah. No, it
Clubs,
definitely
you can go like by yourself and just like, I just want to have a good time and rock out to some music, and then all of a sudden, oh, this girl is over here in my business.
I guess that I guess that happens, but I don't know
You
anything
can't
about
speak
that.
of experience.
Yeah,
You've been locked down for a couple years already.
for almost 5 years now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we've been together almost 5 years.
I guess I've been here for 4 years, so that makes sense.
Yeah. It's been going great. I like my girlfriend. Sorry, girls.
Not on the mark.
Not on the mark.
The guy on the left, though, or the right, I don't remember.
The guy on the
of whatever they're watching right now on YouTube.
Oh, you mean our picture?
The guy in the cardigan.
Corey's single and ready to swipe right on you.
The girls I'm talking to right now, I'm not talking to you.
I'm not talking about you. Yeah, actually, you're kind of on like that date number 3.
It'd actually be number 6.
Date number 6 with the special lady right now. Hopefully that goes well.
I'm looking forward to it.
And if it doesn't, it's still not a failure.
That's correct.
Yeah, because
it's still an experience.
It's still an
I
experience.
still got to know someone, and if things don't go, because my approach, like my experience, we'll go back to that. My experience on Tinder is that I kind of swipe on people that I'm either attracted to or that I might have something in common with.
Sure.
Because that'll give you common ground. So, the people that it doesn't work out with, that I had something in common, and there was enough of a conversation or things.
It's just a connection at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It is a connection, and if it doesn't turn out to be a romantic connection, then you don't always have to burn the bridge of just a different friend that's slightly like you but slightly likes to do other things, and if you just happen to be exposed to some of their friends or blah blah blah, then you just have someone else to go out with, or you see them out in the city. We all live in the same city and we see them out and about. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? That kind of thing. It's a little bit of
Corey,
networking too.
How many times have I tried to hook you up with someone? Has it been... I feel like it's a lot, but
I think everyone knows what the shape of a donut hole is, right? Yeah,
okay.
That's a 0.
That's a 0?
That's
really?
a 0.
No, I've gotten you a couple
what?
numbers.
No.
I haven't?
Nope.
I feel like I have. In my mind, I have this, like, man, I've tried to introduce him to, like, 4 girls. That's so weird how 2 people could, like... I legit, in my mind, think, until right now, that I've tried to get you to talk to a few different ladies, and...
You've never given me a number or introduced me to anyone. You've described people. Oh, I got someone for you. I'll get it. And then I don't hear anything. There's no follow up. But I don't follow up either.
I was gonna say there's a little bit.
It's not like every time you get home. Did you get the number?
I think the best way to meet people, and I just think, in terms of quality, is to have your friends introduce you to someone. So like your friends, as a friend, you got to watch out
pretty well, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I feel like this might be a good match."
Right? Isn't that like the best way to find people?
Sure, but I don't think it's.
But you're single, so you don't know.
All right, that's it for episode 2, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, all those viewers, for not listening. I think the best way is to have a group of friends that has friends, and all of a sudden you're hanging out as a group, and then these people kind of slowly bring, I'm going to bring a guest this time, and let me introduce this person, and then you just have that exposure to be able to organically hang out with your friends, and then add this extra person in, because there's not that pressure. Like, when I go to a bar, and I sit down at the bar, and I sit down with this lady, and now we're, dude, if there's a moment of silence, it's kind of like, oh, hopefully she doesn't think I'm quiet, or
it's like an action scene from a movie.
Yeah, you gotta
going.
If there's a lull, then you're kind of like, all right, well,
it's like panic mode.
Yeah, it was like a great night. It's like, oh shit, I gotta come up with ideas to talk about. Well, let me pull this out of my ass. And sometimes it goes well, and sometimes it doesn't. But I think it's always easier, and probably more effective in a small group setting, in order for someone to be like, if you and your girlfriend and a couple of my friends or whatever, or magic thing, and some of our friends bring girls, and we just have the opportunity to interact with them. We already have something in common, either through mutual friends or mutual interests.
Yeah,
you're just gonna.
It connects so many more of the dots than just you guys are the same age. Yeah. It's like, oh, I've felt this person out, they would be doing well together. I think there's something important also about the social, when 2 people, so I'll just talk, we have 20 people in our business class right now, and there's these 2 young people that are 25 years old, and it's a guy and a girl, and they're both attractive young single people, and the whole group kind of wants to influence them to be together, and we have this because all of us are older. I'm not that much older, I'm 26, but it's everybody in the cohort is kind of like pushing them to be together, and there's this social. They have to fight all the rest of us off, and like it's kind of a playful. And I think that social pressure on them, that light social pressure, helps sparks fly a little bit. That sort of happened with me and my girlfriend. We were on a mission trip to Ethiopia, and like everyone kind of saw us hanging out and talking, and we were just feeling each other. I didn't know about her at first. She didn't know about me at first, but we were talking. She was a nice girl, and I liked her and everything. But you get that people like joking with, and like they would save 2 seats together so both of us could sit down, and it's like, okay, I guess we're sitting next to each other. Yes, I loved it. Like, and it was really
so they did
intense.
all your work for you, dude. That's cheating.
They help it along, and I did all the work, and she did all the work. And
okay.
yeah, I mean, you have to do the work. Like,
Every time I think of an instance like that where someone will tell a story, it mostly comes down to you telling stories. So like, it was funny is you told your dad a story, and I actually woke up. I don't know, because someone like banged on the bathroom door or something, and I woke up and I heard you telling this story. And you told your dad the story, and you were like missing key details that I was just like shaking my head, like, all right, well, that's just the story.
That's just
the story now. I was like the key
so
details.
So you're describing like how people tell stories, and then all of a sudden they just leave out so much
I
stuff?
always like imagine in my head, like, I can't wait for like time travel to just go back and be like, let's witness.
That's not how it happened at all.
What actually happened? Oh, those are the details that are missing.
I think people remember stuff through emotion. Like they don't. None of us are good about memorizing the facts or even what we saw. It's how you felt. It's like, because I don't even remember a lot of things from that Ethiopia trip, but I remember how I felt in certain instances, and like that's colored the scene. And when I speak it back, it's not that I'm lying or making up stuff.
Right.
Although there's an element of that too, because you want to exaggerate to make it because it's fun. Because it's more fun than the truth. We're not writing a report here about like documenting what happened. We're
trying to get the facts about Michael's early love life. That's what we want on paper.
No, we're communicating our feelings and emotions, and that's how life is. That's
if and when you guys get married and you want me to do like the toast or whatever, I'm gonna start with like bullet points. Michael, blah blah blah, and then blah blah blah, and then I'm gonna make it like 10 minutes, and you're gonna just gonna be like your head in your hands, like why?
Yeah, like oh geez,
it's recorded.
I should have chosen
They'll
Henry.
show on your wedding DVD in 10 years. Be like, yeah, that idiot.
Yeah, I know. Like, I think that's, but everyone sort of does that when they're telling a story.
Sure.
And I think that's a good storyteller is able to paint the picture and make you feel how they were feeling at that point, and with their words, they're able to. I think I've told good stories in the past, and I think I've not told good stories. And the times I did tell good stories was always communicating that emotion, how I felt at that moment to get you, and you just get it. Like a funny part, you could see why I thought that was so funny. And I don't know if, like, have you heard of people that are like maybe at work or something, just good storytellers?
I'm a bad storyteller.
Yeah?
I tend to get hung up on the little things. So it's funny that you think like most people would tell stories about the stuff that they emotions or the stuff that they kind of remember. Like I tend to remember too much, and then I'm focused on the like little details that I think are funny just because I was there and that was what I experienced. And I'm not good at I'm probably not good at like telling the story through the emotions that I felt at that time. I'm more focused on, let me give you the details and let's see what emotions you would have felt, but you're not there, so that kind of like loses some of its like allure, I guess.
It's like, the worst when you're telling a story and then you could see someone else's attention just like falling away,
sap out,
and you're just like, okay, I'll be quiet.
I usually just walk away at that point.
Yeah,
cut my losses.
Yeah, but you're not an over talker.
No, I'm not.
I am. I will talk like I'll talk past the point of.
I'm surprised within 10 years that I haven't had like we haven't come up with like a signal for me to be like, to give you to be like, I've already heard this story before.
Well, because I've gotten good. But you have to, if you're gonna be a talker, in order to have anybody stand you got to be real sensitive to. All right, cool. I'm gonna go away, or I'm gonna stop right now, or I'm gonna give you the signal that you can leave. Like here's an exit.
You know, I say a key factor of a bad story is people who don't have like good social cues. Like you're not able to pick on someone who's like lost interest or no longer saying like cool or or what, giving you any feedback.
So many people when we go play cards on Friday night, You go outside, everyone lights up a cigarette, you're all standing around. People tell you the story, and it's so boring.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, great. And I'm looking away, I'm turning away from them, and they're just talking and talking, and I just like, how do I disengage with you? You just got to be direct with these people. It's great, dude. I'm actually going to just enjoy the silence.
Yeah. No, it's tough for that type of crowd to actually be comfortable in silence.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that kind of like...
Tough for everybody to be comfortable with silence, though.
Sure. Maybe it is something learned, and I just have a little bit, because maybe I'm a little bit more introverted than most people, is that I've always found that to be, like, just fine. Like, one of my favorite moments is, like, driving in a car with the windows down, and that's not necessarily silence, but there's no, the passengers don't have to be talking to me in order for me to be enjoying the drive, and I like that kind of, like, zen feeling of, like, windows down, air through your hair, wind through your hair, and... you know, you can be playing music or whatever, but there doesn't always have to be that conversation like, oh, we got to be talking about something. And that goes back to, like, the date stuff. Like, these people who don't know how to not to shut the fuck up, you know, they're not, you're not going to get a good connection with a person who's like, oh, well, this guy's, whatever he's talking about, it's mad boring, I'm out of here. Or the girls who are going to be pretty nice and, like, try to blah, 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 and you get to the end and they want, oh, that things went great. Like, I've had experience where I went out with this girl and we had a lot in common. She was a gamer too. I don't remember if she was like designing games or production, but she was in like the gaming industry, and she was tall, physically attracted to me, and I thought I was to her, and we had this great time, and we went and played pool, and we were talking, and we had drinks, blah blah blah, and we said goodbye for the night, and like 2 days later she's like, I think we just remain friends, and I followed up with like, oh, okay, no worries, like that's cool. I thought we had a great time, you know, and for me, I kind of asked like, well, what were was there a red flag? Like, is there anything you can tell me?
Give me
some feedback.
Yeah.
You know, what turned you away, or what was the red flag? Is the phrase that I use. Red flag being like, oh, that's something that I don't want.
That was the point that I disengaged.
Yeah, she didn't give me anything. And she didn't even generalize. She wasn't even like vague about it. She just gave me, oh no, it wasn't anything in particular. No, you know, that's.
It's a hard question to ask someone, because it's like, what are they supposed to answer?
Yeah, what am I put? Yeah. Well, I feel like if you're
honest, people would answer you, and that's what you want.
Right. And I don't think she was trying to be dishonest, but
no,
she probably couldn't put her finger on it. It was just something that she wasn't interested in. It was just a small detail.
Yeah.
And it was possible that she was like, oh, maybe I don't want to give this detail to this person because
she didn't know you.
Yeah, it might upset him, or, you know, I don't want this drama, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but that's also why you asked, so that you could get that. And you're sort of signaling, I'm okay with whatever answer. Yeah. Just tell me, you know.
And that's a product of our, like, society this day and age. Is like, I need feedback. Give me reviews. How many stars did it get? What's your opinion on blah? Yeah. It's like, just fucking try it on your own. Like, just try your own experience.
Anything. Yeah, she doesn't have to. She could just say exactly what she did, and that's that.
Yeah.
And you gotta live with it.
It's like it was 50 years ago. You thought it was a great date, and you try to call, and no one answers the phone.
Yeah,
not a real number. She gave me a fake number.
Yeah. Oh man, I was gonna say something about meeting people. I think it's just a big point of conversation is people get caught up in themselves. They get so like uncomfortable with their own. Are my stories good enough? Is my conversation good enough? Is she feeling comfortable? That you over talk through the silences that would be normal and natural. Like a good silence is good, that two people can just look at each other, and you know, if it's your first date, there's not going to be, but there might be 5 seconds of silence, and that's important to have. And I think that's an art that almost, I mean, very few, less than 10% of people who are conversational, like less than 10% of people in general can do that. Like, it's just a very low utilized skill
of being able to recognize when silence is okay or when it's necessary sometimes.
Yeah, it actually can make both parties feel more comfortable than filling the void so that we don't have a chance to rest and realize that this is awkward. It's like I told my little brother this, because he's like, at the time he was like 16, talking to other 16-year-old girls, just trying to.
That's what you think, other 16-year-olds.
Yeah, he's probably like getting the other 20-year-olds and then. No, I have no idea. No, but the point is, like,
him on one time and ask him.
I gave him the advice because like I walked in, I was like the older brother, and I said, it's only awkward if both people are awkward. So if you're talking with a girl, if she's awkward, that's you're a 16-year-old girl, you're in high school, everyone's awkward. Just don't be awkward. And then that puts the other person at ease. So it's almost like self-confidence. Like you show up and you're comfortable with wherever you are, whatever the conversation is, and you can adapt and jive a little bit. And
speaking of the devil.
Hey, babe.
You're gonna answer.
Hey, we're doing a podcast with Corey right now.
Sorry, bye.
Okay. Hey, te amo. Okay.
Te amo.
All right, Corey says te amo too. All right. Okay. Our voice is too squeaky to put on a podcast.
Jolie, I do not condone
I do not condone.
I never said that was okay to say. You didn't run that by me.
It's okay. We'll edit it in post.
We don't edit anything.
We don't edit. That's sneaking in there.
Raw.
She'll find it in 4 years.
Give it to him raw.
What was I saying before I got rudely interrupted? Oh, I thought that was an important point, and I feel like once I learned that myself and then started practicing that got me really far ahead with people on a one-on-one basis, and it got me really far ahead talking to women or girls at the time.
You
or
should have
whatever.
asked her while she was on the phone. I was thinking in my head, I was like, I wonder if she would.
We talked
you,
about that.
Wonder if she would give you like a hall pass, like that movie, where you just get like a weekend to kind of, you're not going out to frolic, but you can go on these Tinder dates and just like have your experience. I'll be the guy like in the hoodie watching. You're mic'd up so we can get some experience. Like, all right, what's Michael's experience on the Tinder date?
Yeah,
the Tinder community.
Yeah, it's like sharpening your conversation sword skills. It's like you want to make sure that you're sharp.
Does he still have it on this episode?
Dude, we brought up that idea with her. What if I made a Tinder profile with myself, and any girls that swiped right, she could take the phone and talk to them? And she was like, no, why would I want to talk to them? Why? Exactly. I would. That's stupid. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Would you reverse the Tinder right there? You would want to talk to the dudes that swipe right?
Could you imagine?
You just like talking to dudes, don't you?
No.
There's an app for that.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Dude, STD rates have gone up. I think it's because of Grindr.
Bold claim of the year.
Bold claim of the year.
It's about that time.
Some article came out that said that recently. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, good. That means more people are having sex our age, because people do not do that. That is an 80s, 90s thing.
Yeah, statistics has it down, right? Like they were not even close, or like half or something like that?
We are not boinking like the boomers did. This is not the 60s.
That's not the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
I was conceived in the 80s, though, so...
Well, your parents are freaks.
Maybe my parents aren't boomers.
No, your parents are not boomers.
My dad was born in the...
Your dad is.
The 50s.
The latest year for boomers is 64, I believe. It might be 63.
Yeah, then both of my parents are boomers.
Okay, yeah, because they're a little bit older.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I got one boomer parent, my dad, and I got one Gen X parent. And then I'm the millennial. And then I think my little brother might be the next generation, but maybe not. Maybe he's still a millennial. I'm not sure when the cutoff is.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be ambiguous, kind of like...
It is.
It's all about your own, like, history / background / community. Like, if you grew up in an environment where you were exposed to the different things of the 90s and technology and stuff, but you can still be like a rural person at 18 and still kind of not be a Gen X because you don't have that social media exposure or all the so it definitely is a little bit community based. I don't think there's a cut and dry like January 1st you're Gen X, get out of here. 31st you're Gen C, get out of here.
It's a descriptor.
Right.
It's not like meant to be a thing. That's kind of like how marketing sort of works. They have psychosocial indications. So what does this person think? And it's like, you can't make a demographic out of how a group of your consumers think. Like, that's generalizing, right? It's like, well, yes and no.
Yeah, but that makes money.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I love anthropology.
It's not that you can't do it. It's that you shouldn't.
Well, you shouldn't generalize. That's what they actually taught us in marketing class, is that people say demographics and they think of who the target is and what their attributes about them. It's like, that's the wrong way to go about it. You got to back up first and say, what is the total possible segmentation of who would be buying our product? Like, all the people that walk through Walmart. Okay, that's who you're going for broadly. Then zero in onto the circle. Whereas people start in the middle of the bullseye and they go, I'm doing Kathy, a mom, 45, 3 kids, walks through Walmart. She's 5'6", so she sees this product on this shelf. It's like, no, you're starting from way too in. You got to start with, who needs to buy shampoo? Okay. Everyone. But who's going to buy
Who's actually going to buy it?
Yeah.
Not the nerds.
Yeah. And it's interesting how they actually market most of underwear, like boxers, men's boxers, is marketed towards women, because women buy more men's underwear for men than men buy men's underwear
For themselves.
Yeah.
So does that count moms buying underwear for their kids?
Sure. Yeah, there's a whole thing for targeting to moms and parents that go out and make the purchases.
Sure, but what if you're buying for your young adult child? I mean.
Yeah.
Young adult kid. Young adult
millennial that lives at home.
Boy. Yeah.
Dude, a lot of people living at home.
Yeah.
You and me are like the rare ones. We're
the lucky ones.
The lucky ones.
Yeah. No rules.
Yeah.
We can have parties. We can have podcasts until 2 a.m.
Dude, you and me both stay in, and like an exciting night is having like a couple vodkas.
That's it.
Yeah,
Jolie, come on out.
Come on over, Jolie. Watch Blade with us. It's like a lot of partying going on here.
Oh, that movie hurt my eyes almost.
Oh no, it was awesome.
Sure, it's a classic, but it hurts your eyes sometimes to watch.
No,
actually, the special effects were pretty good in that.
I love action movies from the 90s. Yeah, they're cheesier, they look fake, but overall it's pretty good. Yeah. Like The Matrix from 1999. Oh, yeah. Movie's fucking awesome. Yeah. Jurassic Park, everyone always talks about that one.
Yeah.
They just everyone always talks about that one. The dinosaurs look so much better than Jurassic World.
I wouldn't say that.
Dude, you and me are going to talk a lot on this podcast about movies.
I hope so.
Yeah. I want to start a series possibly on YouTube that we talk about, like, just quick little episodes, maybe like 15 minutes, on movies that you should have watched but that you probably didn't see. So an example of this would be like King Arthur. So King Arthur, what's it called? Legend of the Stone?
Legend of the Sword.
Legend of the Sword. That came out in 2017?
Yeah.
2 years ago. And didn't get highly reviewed or rated very highly.
I'd say a majority of the movies in the last couple of years have not gotten very high reviews.
And it bombed.
Because the bar was set so high by some of these AAA Marvel movies. So. It's sad. But yeah, I agree that there are movies that are great that you didn't see because either marketing or haters gonna hate and didn't give it good reviews, blah blah blah, that the normal resources a person would go to be like, oh, is this a good movie? And they're saying no because the comparison might have been there for something else.
What's your broad strokes opinion on Marvel as a movie fan?
The MCU universe? Or the MC universe? My broad stroke would say genius.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan of it too. I don't like every Marvel movie, obviously, and I think we're saturated in it. Not that we're saturated. There's an appropriate amount of movies because they keep selling out. So, almost by definition,
give the people what they want.
Yeah. So, I think overall it's a really good trend for the movie industry, and if I'm sick of it, but that's just a personal preference for me, so I don't go see every movie. That's it. That's what you do. But overall,
you're actually in the minority because most normies people, I wouldn't say you're normal, but not even any close.
Do I have to beat you up on this podcast?
Do I
have to lay you
evidence.
out?
That would be evidence. So you choose the pros and cons.
I can mute this mic within 1 second. We'll edit with the power of editing. We'll be back.
I'm not coming back.
All right, what's up? We're gonna wrap this episode up just solo. Corey's in the hospital.
Corey's incapacitated. And
Yeah,
it's not from drinking.
What do you think? What do you think about what normies say about the MCU?
I think normies would say like you can come up with as many Marvel movies as you want, and I'll probably go see it because the history of what they've done over the last
No,
like 4
there's
years,
there's Marvel saturation. Like most people are annoyed with the amount of Marvel movies coming out.
Let's make a poll. Put a poll on Facebook. Are you annoyed with the amount of MCU movies that come out? I guarantee you there will be 1 to 9 saying no to yes.
Yeah. Okay. You just think
everyone loves
superheroes.
A little bit of on-screen action and some CGI and a familiar figure that they know of. And if they don't, then it's kind of something to like figure out and talk about with your nerd friends or whatever. And nerds are becoming
to everybody.
Yeah. I
mean, it's like a PG-13 movie has just enough action.
You got Scarlett Johansson in there. You sold it to all the guys, and then you got Robert Downey. Yeah, and you got what's his name?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. And who's Captain America? Chris.
Oh my God, Chris, like Evans or
is it Chris Evans? Sounds about right.
We should know that.
Yeah.
I can't believe we don't. It's because we're on a podcast and I'm trying to...
Yeah.
It's like
our brains on.
Yeah, like I would know this any time you asked me.
It's got to be Chris Evans. It's not Brian.
No, it's not Brian. Captain America's first name is not Brian.
Oh, Captain America. Like, is the actor's name?
The actor's name. Chris. I still can't like remember it.
It's Chris Evans.
We're gonna have to Google. Yeah. This is annoying everybody listening.
This is sad.
This.
I'm betting on Chris Evans.
Captain America. Dude, Captain Marvel came up on Google search before Captain America. That's insane.
Steve Rogers is his character
Rogers
name.
Is the character
played
name.
By... It's Chris Evans, dude.
It's gotta be, right? Captain America, the first Avenger.
You can't even find it on Google.
Chris Evans.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
Fucking idiots,
yeah,
dude.
Just believe in
Who
yourself.
are these guys? These guys like movies? Have they ever seen one?
Our reliability just took a plummet.
Yeah, dude, we
back
suck.
down to 0, dude. We started off hot. With
Good thing no one's gonna listen to this.
Yeah. God,
if anyone's got
viewers.
this far, yeah. I'm like, come over to my house and hang out. Like,
we might have something in common.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got all those people in that movie. You're gonna appeal to the average audience. You know, just the actors. Based.
How much longer do you think Marvel has? It's 2019.
They've been doing it for 10 years already.
They've been doing it for 11 years since Iron Man 1 came out in 2008.
Yeah.
How much longer do they have?
10 years.
Think another 10 years. Yeah. And you think it'll just taper off? Yeah, it's not going to go out. They're not going to, like, end with a banger and just that's it. Like, they're going to taper off.
It'll taper off. They'll either lose interest or what is possible is that Marvel itself will actually keep putting out comics or blah blah blah, and then they'll just keep doing movie adaptations of the different comics. You know, there's hundreds of characters. Like, they're not going to run out of material. But I think you're right. They're probably the audience will probably be like, all right, DC, can you give us something good or something? You know, I don't know.
Were you ever like a comic book reader?
Nope. I never had a comic in my single life.
I read.
Maybe I had one when I was like 19, 20.
So
no, 22.
Yeah,
so,
you just never bought comics.
A lot more recently,
I never bought comics either. But I liked graphic novels. You know, V for Vendetta, Sandman.
I was all about the words.
Watchmen.
I would just read books with a lot of words.
But you're not a huge reader right now, would you say?
Not anymore, but I was.
Why don't you read anymore?
Everyone
should read books.
I like a different medium now, a little bit more than books. I like watching a show that's done well. I don't just binge whatever. I pick and choose the show that I want to watch, and that's just sometimes the time that I have. You know, and between that and Magic and playing a game or whatever, like, there's just different mediums for me to get a story out of something, of whatever I'm in, whatever I'm consuming. Yeah. A book will really have to, like, interest me and be like, oh, yeah, that comes highly recommended or blah, blah, blah. And you're always giving me recommendations.
I love books.
For me to actually sit down and be like, all right, this book is going to take me 10 hours. This is going to be worth to, like, slog through this whole thing.
Yes, it always is. Almost always is. Like if you're reading a crappy book, like just put it down or but reading is at your pace, and it's so much deeper and better and hits more senses. Like a movie's pretty good, and they've got the music and they've got the characters and they've got
4D now in theaters where you can get spritzed by a little bit of water in the.
I hate 4D stuff. I don't like the creepy crawly little crap
stuff in the chairs.
I don't like the stuff in the chairs. I don't like them spraying you.
Yeah.
I don't like stuff popping out and the 3D glasses and then you get jumped. Like I don't like any of that. I don't like it one bit.
Okay. I've never experienced it, but I don't like it either. I think I've been to like the Disney thing where they spray a little bit of water in one of the the theaters, and I was like,
A Bug's Life. Fuck A Bug's Life. How about that? How about no? I'll stand out here on my phone.
It's a classic '90s movie, dude. Don't hate on it. A Bug's Life.
Yeah. But no, I always liked like graphic novels, but never really like comic books.
Okay.
'Cause graphic novels, I like the little bit like darker
graphic
ones.
novels just a bunch of comic books put into one?
No, graphic novels are like a totally different thing. Graphic novels are like novel length, like they're like books.
Sure, but you can take the 24 issues of a comic and put them together, and that would be a novel.
Sure.
There'd be enough length there for.
Sure, but it's like a
novel.
different thing, right? Like if you read through Watchmen or V for Vendetta, have you read through Watchmen?
Mm-hmm.
The entire thing?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that a totally different thing than like that didn't feel like a weekly issue coming out.
Sure.
I think that's initially how they came
Are you
out.
looking forward to the new HBO Watchmen?
Yes. Yeah, I loved the movie.
Yeah,
Did you like Watchmen the movie?
I did. That's the first exposure I had to it before the.
That's the best
novel.
trailer I've ever seen for a movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't watch trailers anymore.
I don't watch trailers at all.
I went into Joker blind.
Yeah, you saw Joker, and I've not seen Joker at this point. This is the one with Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, we'll put a bookmark here because we're gonna come back to this on the next podcast. Hopefully you've seen it by then.
Absolutely, we'll watch Joker. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I got stuff to say.
You got a lot
it.
to say.
Not a lot to say, but there's some things that I wanted to like make jokes about, or
Okay,
bring
all right,
up.
all right. Let's just stop talking about it. Let's just stop talking about it.
Primer.
Books are like they're just the best medium. It's a little hard.
No, podcasts are the best medium.
Podcasts are awesome. I love audio.
Better than books.
No, if you're trying to learn something,
Learn from the two of us. We'll read it.
we'll teach you everything.
We'll read it, and we'll give you.
Hey, put that book down.
Give you the cliff notes on it. That's how I read books in high school.
Just Cliff Notes?
Cliff Notes.
Dude, I hated having to read a book in high school. Like, just the fact that they wanted me to do it, I would that's like my little middle finger, little 6th grade middle finger up in the air going, I'm spark notesing this. Like, and I went back and read some of the books. I love them now. Like, Frankenstein is one of my all-time favorite books. And actually, Frankenstein was like one of the only books that I actually read that was assigned. But all the other ones, I'm not going to read them. And then I would read them later, and they're good classic American literature.
I think I got halfway through Frankenstein, and
It's the best. So good.
yeah, I just got distracted or something. And I never read it, but it was for like an English class.
It's
I just
hard
never
to
finished
stay
it.
concentrated on stuff. Like, I was about to say that. Like, if you're trying to read a book, like, the amount of concentration it takes, you got to sit down, you got to... For 30
Phone's
minutes.
going off.
Yeah.
You want some music playing. All your music playlist stopped. You gotta change that. Or if you're outside, there's a fucking cloud overhead.
Yeah. There's a lot... I mean, you don't need a lot, I guess, to put a book down.
My sunlight was interrupted, and now I got shade on my book. How am I gonna keep reading this?
Yeah. And it's just... They haven't gone away, though. There's, like, some of the best books ever being written in the last couple years. In terms of... I'm talking about, crap, fantasy, sci-fi, fiction, all the trash that I read and am into. Not, the greatest books of all time.
I would say across the board, there are still quite a bit of books coming out for, all subjects. Not just sci-fi, fantasy, how-to books, history...
I love it.
all the different genres of a different book that you can read. There is just constant bombardment. I'd say it's worse than movies because it's so much easier to write a book and just have it published and blah blah and get it out into the.
Is it though?
I guess not, huh? You can just do like that one movie and just take your iPhone and record the whole movie. What was it called? Orange?
Tangerine.
Yeah.
Tangerine is an awesome movie. I give it a 6 out of 5.
Just shot on an iPhone.
Shot on an iPhone. I love that movie so much. That's a movie if you haven't seen, you should go see it. I saw it for the first time at the Enzian Theater.
That's a series that we're gonna start, dude.
Okay, so don't ruin it here.
Primer for that series.
Well, we're priming people. It's an art house movie, a little bit.
Sure.
Okay, we'll talk about it more on...
I think most people are not going to know what art house means.
Art house? People know what art house movies are. They know what independent films are.
Sure, independent films. But
Art
don't
house
use art
films.
house. They're not going to go to independent films. What's a synonym for independent films? Oh, art house films.
I don't even know if I'm using that terminology correct. Yeah, because what is an art house
Who's using
film?
the right terminology?
Who cares? If you give me a hard time, I'm going to be like, I don't care.
It's for the viewers, dude. Clarification.
Clarification. The viewers of our one picture that we
don't have any viewers.
don't have any viewers. We don't have any listeners. We got 2 right here. We're listening. I'm listening to you, dude.
I hear you, but I don't listen.
I hear you, but I believe that. I know.
I'm just waiting. I'm just queuing up the next thing I'm going to talk about, not listening to you.
You done talking about your Tinder experiences?
Yeah.
How much do you think people hook up on Tinder? You think do you think there's like this top 0.2% of people, like either attractive dudes, and probably the top, if they want to, 10% of women that are just out there just getting laid off Tinder? There's got to be, right?
I think it's more than that.
I think it's more than that?
I'd say about...
What percentage of dudes...
I'd say about 35% of dudes are getting results.
That's way high. I said 0.2?
40% of girls are getting results.
If you want to go on Tinder to get laid, what percentage of those guys get laid? Somewhat regularly.
Yeah, I'd say about 35.
You're so delusional.
30 to 35%.
You're just so wrong.
Dude,
it's 2%
the
max.
What?
Yes. If 100 dudes go on the app, 35 of them are not getting laid.
Well, that assumes that there's equal distribution of...
We have such a bullshit parameter.
Bad lookers to good lookers. Of 100 of those varying throughout different degrees. And you do the same thing for women varying throughout different degrees. I still think 35 to 40.
You think...
30 to 35 of the guys and 35 to 40 of the girls are getting laid.
So you think it's close to equivalent?
Yeah.
The girls that... I'm talking only girls that want to hook up, which is probably very few. I mean, they're looking for a relationship like a normal person.
Yeah, I'm taking that into account. If you had 100 girls that got on Tinder in order to get some this weekend.
Yeah. How many of those? You think 40?
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think of those that want to, there is some percentage of chicks that are like, oh, I can't get laid. I'm trying. Yeah. I'm putting pictures of my booty online. I can't get any. What? Yeah. What's happening? Yeah. I agree with the 40%. With guys, there's no way it's 30%. There's no way about a third of guys that want to get laid on Tinder are getting laid on Tinder. There's no way. It's less than 1 out of 10.
That's so depressing. If you're right,
not depressing.
That's depressing.
What do you mean? No, that's how this works. That's how hierarchy. Right? I mean, that's how it works, right?
That's how what works.
That's how this whole dating scene, Am I wrong?
Not with Tinder. I don't think with Tinder.
You don't think with Tinder? You think people are just getting laid on Tinder?
Yeah.
No way. No way. It's a bunch of people swiping, trying to get lucky.
Maybe getting laid, actually, like getting results.
Yeah, like, I'm going to flip open the app. I'm getting laid tonight. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Oh, here's 1 out of 4. We go for dinner, we go for drinks or something, and we're doing it. Of the dudes that want that.
Sure.
Of the dudes that do that.
I would probably lower it to 25. 25 being the top.
25?
The high side.
You just think people are off hooking up.
I hope they are.
I hope they are.
I hope they are.
It's not bad.
It's not bad what?
To,
it's not a bad thing?
Yeah.
To be hooking up?
Yeah. I think more people just...
Outside of the marriage? What? What is this?
What do you think this is?
2019, dude. It's not 2050.
Anarchy. Anarchy out there. Oh my god. These...
Yeah. They should definitely be. I'm a little bit... I have a little bit more faith in humanity than you.
I don't think people are out there getting laid. I just don't.
Tinder would not be as successful. It would not have taken off. It would not have its track record.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I disagree with what you're saying because it's about the hope. All these guys are on there seeing, they're swiping, they're connecting with people, their bots are matching with them. You know, the fake girls they're way too pretty and they have like 4 perfect pictures and they swiped right on you and
there's no profile.
Yeah, there's no bio at all and they just...
The name is fake.
Yeah, they send you a link that eats your phone and sends all your data to China. Like, yeah, I think there's a lot of hope. I think that's what Tinder is. The pull, what gets people on the app is the hope of what could be, and I just think in reality it just doesn't bear out. I think it's
gotcha.
The intended purpose if you're trying to...
All right, guys, get out there and get me some results. Prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
I don't know who I'm talking to so close to the mic because none of you are listening.
Dude, if you make it here, bravo. All right, we covered that. We covered Tinder.
Yeah. Beat that horse dead.
We sure did, Corey. The next topic is kind of interesting. Good and bad of American culture. So, we have American culture. Shut up. I'm thinking aloud.
Right,
Shut up.
right.
Shut up. And there's like rude parts about it, and then there's really good parts about it. But what could we improve upon, or what annoys you, or what could we change? You want me to start off with a couple ideas?
Yeah, sure.
While
you had this
eat
idea.
your donut.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm in the tank.
You're barely thinking. You're stuffing face right now on a podcast. That's what you're doing. You're eating.
It's the beauty of the podcast, dude. No one knows.
Dude, you take these 7-Eleven ass chocolate donuts, Duchess. Nobody's heard of that. You put them in the fridge.
These are from my nerd shop. Thank you very much. These are not.
They're gas station donuts.
No.
They're gas station donuts.
Straight out of Little Debbie factory.
You bought them at a comic book store because you're a dork, but you're eating gas station donuts that you think, I'm going to put them in the fridge and make them taste better. And then you open them up.
Taste better. I just enjoy them more when they're a little chilled. It's like a nice glass of Chardonnay. It's better when it's chilled. You can drink it room temperature, but that's some shit Chardonnay, dude. I don't like Chardonnay.
If this was wine, you would be drinking out of a box. That's
That's true.
Yeah.
I went to a farmer's market on Saturday. This guy...
Farmer's market is a good part of American culture. Moving on.
Sure, I can agree with that. Other places have farmers markets, surely. They're actual legitimate farmers. Ours is kind of like the corporate idea of a farmer's market.
Yeah, it doesn't
We're going to bring in
like...
all these small businesses, and you're going to get perks, and we're going to give you a bunch of plastic to carry around that you're going to throw away anyway. But a real farmer's market in like Italy or Europe,
yeah,
you're going to have actual farmers bringing their produce to sell, and the little baskets they weave in their spare time, too.
Yeah,
like,
this is small business owners set up their little stores and sell honey or
so,
whatever.
Speaking of a small business, it's called Lion's Cookies or something here in Orlando. That shit is selling each cookie, and it's like the size of your fist, and actually it looks like a lump of fist because it doesn't look like it's flat, a typical Hershey's commercial of chocolate chip cookies coming out on a cookie sheet that are flat and they're nice and bubbly and stuff. These things are fucking chunky, and they're selling for $5 a pop.
Like $5 a cookie?
Yeah.
But it's a big cookie.
And I went on this date with this girl, and she bought 2. And I just want to get in line for 1, and she ended up buying 2, and they were sold out of 1 already. They had like M&Ms and Oreos, and it was called the Frankenstein. It's selling for $5. We waited in line for these cookies.
Yeah.
And every time he goes to an event,
sells out. I thought about
breaks my brain.
Starting a small business and trying to get farmers market. It's hard to get in those. Yeah.
I'm gonna start a business where I just pour sugar into a glass and I put it out on the table, and you can
Kool-Aid.
come up and buy it.
Yeah.
Put some water in it, dude. You can slurp it down real fast. Otherwise, you can just eat
a little
this.
yellow dye and call it lemonade.
Yeah. Straight.
People like this, don't they?
Granulated sugar.
Yeah. Literally, just put a sign of a lemon, like a little, like print off a lemon, and just.
All these people are, all the other people were trying to sell like, oh, this grass-fed beef, or hey, I got some vegetables and stuff like this. This guy's like, I got a pile of sugar that I baked and I called it a special name, and I'm charging you 10 times the price of what it would cost.
Yeah, a cookie should be $2. It should be $1.
$1 max.
Yeah,
that's all you need. However much it costs to produce that cookie and a little bit of profit, that's all the sugar you need.
Yeah,
in a day.
You know, I got lunch. I got lunch the other day for $6.60. I got lunch. Chinese food, and I was like, "Whoa, that's the cheapest I've paid for lunch in like years."
There's an ocean between our diets.
You like how
I eat
$4
regularly
lunch?
with $1.
Yeah, $1.
$1.50. Yeah.
$1.50.
Yeah.
Cafeteria.
Nope. I love me some ramen, dude.
Just ramen.
I'm over here preaching about fucking sugar, but I got sodium out the wazoo in my body. So.
Yeah, you're gonna get
processed
high blood pressure.
Foods. Yeah.
38. You'd be on statins or whatever they put you on. What's the bad part of American culture?
Entitlements.
Entitlement. Yeah, a lot of people just don't realize that. Like, there's like hardly any reason for most Americans to complain about anything, right? I mean, that's pretty clear. Like,
you got so much to do in your free time, and what, like, all the different things. You just have so much exposure to like things that you can get, that you can actually earn.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have this mentality of like, no, I deserve that. I got a great story about Wendy's last night.
Yeah. What happened?
I was in line, or I drive. Obviously, I drive over there. I'm in the drive-through, and all of a sudden,
whose car did you take?
Some kind soul lent me his car.
I still can't get over the fact that you don't have a car. But anyway, so you're going through a drive-through.
Yeah, I go to the drive-through, and I had music on playing. I had the window closed, so I didn't necessarily hear what was going on in front of me. But I'd been waiting there for a while. I was browsing on my phone or doing whatever. And a significant amount of time had passed, and this car still hadn't moved yet. And so, eventually,
time slows down when you're in a drive-through. Everything feels like it takes like an hour and like 2 minutes.
So I realized, like, oh man, I've been sitting here for a while. So I roll down my window and I kind of like start listening to this person who's yelling through whoever's taking the order. You know, you got that little box that you.
Sounds like this. And then what do you want?
What kind of sauce do you want? I don't have that sauce right now. We're out of McDoubles.
Anyway, so
we've actually discontinued the signature sauce. I'm sorry. Like, what? I got told that. I told you that. I came home. I was like, McDonald's is out of the signature sauce. They're out of the signature sauce. And then you were like, no, they're not.
Like you're a liar. Dude.
We went back like the next day. It's like, yeah, we totally have signature sauce. Like,
you're like, wait.
You just lied to me? Like, she told me.
You definitely didn't go to the same store then.
No, we went to a different one.
Okay.
Different McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm
so
interrupting your story.
You have this lady that's trying to clarify this order that this car in front of me is taking or making. And I hear this lady keep saying like, on the side, on the side, on the side, on the side, like
everything on the
side.
She's
getting like a salad, and you're getting a salad from Wendy's. Like, just go through the drive-through, order the salad, and take off your stuff or whatever you don't want, or make one substitution or whatnot. Yeah, I'm sure I go to McDonald's and I say no pickles, no mustard, add back sauce. They're like, mac sauce is mustard and pickles, and then we just add a little bit of whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not the same. Anyway,
no, that's actually the best order is no pickles because pickles suck. And then add mac sauce on a burger.
Mustard also sucks, so you got to take that off the burger.
I'm not a hater on mustard.
I'm a hater of mustard. I don't like mustard.
You're just wrong, but go ahead.
I actually don't like ketchup on a burger either. I'd rather have like barbecue sauce.
That's un-American.
I like ketchup on a hot dog. A little bit of pepper on there.
You ever had a Chicago dog?
Probably.
Chicago dog. It's like every ingredient imaginable except ketchup. You're not supposed to put ketchup on hot dogs because that's for children. And that's seriously, that's how they. You get
I'm a
like
child when it comes to
sports
hot dogs.
peppers, onions, relish. You get a pickle on there. You get like spicy peppers. You get regular peppers. It's just all this good stuff. No ketchup. They'll look at you weird. You gotta like order it, walk away.
What is it called? A
sneak it on-
Chicago dog?
Yeah, Chicago dog.
Well, most of the time, if you order a Chicago dog, you're not going to add anything to it, right? You're not going to be like, Chicago dog with ketchup.
Yeah, no, you don't say that. I'm sure
You're not
you could
allowed
say
to
that.
buy here.
I'm sure you could say that, but they
You're
just
banned.
yeah, they're like, oh, you're not from here. Yeah, and this lady's just being ridiculous in the order. She's
Ridiculous was a good word, too, because she was like, yeah, let me get the salad. I want 2 salads, but one with romaine lettuce and one with Asiago cheese. And can I put the cheese on the side and the bacon on? Does it come with blah, blah, blah?
Where do you think
put
you
the
are?
avocado on the side. I was just imagining the person taking the order be like, where am I going to put all these side ingredients? What do you want them in? Like a little fries box, or like what's going on? I genuinely wanted to see what kind of bag was handed to this person after they paid. And
hey,
be
girl,
like,
look in there for a
here's your
second.
salad, and you got like a whole party bag with all the individual ingredients individually wrapped up, ready for your salad. It's like, really? Yeah, sure, I understand it's 10 o'clock, but that's your own fault for missing the Publix line where you could have got the salad and made it your damn
You can
self.
actually get what you want.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
just- yeah,
And
nonsense.
so this lady finally gets through the line. It had been, I guarantee you, it was at least like 6
2 hours?
minutes.
Oh, okay.
6 minutes of after I pulled in behind this person before I got to the window. And as I got to the window, I like kind of, nobody said anything at the window. I was like, hey, do you need a few minutes? And that's what I said. I was like, hey, you want a few minutes to recover? She like busted out laughing. She's like, yes, thank you.
Dude, that's the best when you make like people in their jobs laugh. Like, you ever made like servers laugh when you're?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. You just make them.
Make them more comfortable, and that
Yeah.
because they're comfortable with you, they're more likely to like come back and follow up with something that you needed, or checking back on you that's something you wanted. Or I thought, instantly as I said it, not that I wanted it, but the fact that she knew I was waiting, probably knew I was waiting behind this car, waiting.
You
to
could have been
order.
upset. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have
and
been
then
like,
I could have
hey,
got some free food or something. Like, what the hell is taking so long? And I'm
Yeah.
sure everyone else behind me was like, what the hell was taking so long?
Yeah.
And eventually,
but
so
you
I-
addressed it and you did it in like a positive way,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
made them laugh, and you kind of signaling like it was annoying, but I guess I don't mind. It's
I
not-
understand where. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to take that order, I wouldn't have been excited to take the next order after that. I'd be like, all right, I'm done with this night.
Yeah.
So I take my order, I go up, and I'm waiting behind the person to pay, and eventually she's at the pay window, and she's asking if she can change her order that she just put in 2 seconds ago before.
So she got up to the window after her complicated ass order and then asked for more stuff and change it.
She
like,
wanted to change. Oh, can I switch it? What, you got this other stuff? We don't
Oh
have that
my
for
God.
dinner. And then eventually she's like, the lady at the window was like,
That's
I
not-
can't change your order. If you need to change your order, you have to get back in line. So she had to get out of line and go back in line.
And she did
because she took so long in front of the line, now the lines are super backed up. And so people are trying to get into this
she's
Wendy's.
waiting on her own damn fault. Like
She's trying to get back in line, and so people are like, it's like, and I'm stuck behind these people, like waiting to get through line. This other person trying to reorder their ticket, and other people behind me trying to get out of this Wendy's, and they're giving me weird looks, and I'm just kind of like, what? What do you want me to do? I'm just trying to get out of here.
Dude, that Wendy's across the street from
Yeah.
us sucks. Oh man,
I've gone there multiple times. I've never had a problem.
Wendy's sucks. How about that?
I like Wendy's better than Burger King.
That's not too hard. Burger King is not that great. They got Steak and Shake in this area. I think that's from the south. I think that's kind of.
I can't wait to move to the West Coast when we have
I have never had In-N-Out.
In-N-Out Burger.
Never had it.
I'm glad that you already knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, well, because everybody. That's
Yeah,
all they
everybody
talk
talks about it. They have a real fetish for
A real fetish for it.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get like a 5x5, dude. It's
Just coming in and
5
out.
patties, 5 cheese, and buns, dude. You can just order that. Yeah, give me a 5x5 and they know what you're talking about. Triple cheeseburger. Get out of here. Get a 5x5.
You can get like your fries double fried.
Something like that. There's a lot of customization that you can do, but obviously we're being on the
Dude,
East Coast. We don't know
asked-
the West Coast.
I went to Chipotle and I asked for like on the secret menu or whatever. I read this online. If they could make a quesadilla and then wrap your in a burrito, like wrap your order like normally, but then you eating. I ordered it one time, and they got so mad. Like the lady did it, but it was like her eyes were like "fuck you," like. She was so upset that I ordered it. I was
So what
like,
is it? They make a
I
quesadilla.
said, yeah, there's like a name off the secret menu. I don't remember this. This was a couple years ago, but you can order a quesadilla and then use that to wrap your regular, like a regular burrito, and then you bite into it. It's way too big. I mean, it doesn't work. Like Chipotle burritos, everyone gets a bowl anyway because the burrito itself doesn't work. Or they do your move where you get the tortilla on the side.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, she was so upset, and then her making it, she gave it to me in like this. She used like 4 pieces of foil to wrap it all up. And I ate it. It was a disaster. It wasn't even that great. I would have rather gotten
I was
a regular.
hoping the end of the story is going to be like, it was the most
It was
amazing
amazing.
thing.
No,
I will pester the rest of my Chipotle servers until
No.
they give me this order again. I don't
No.
care what kind of death fuck you looks they
Yeah,
give me.
dude, she was not happy. I was that one customer that day for her. Yeah,
Can I get the burrito?
yeah.
Tortilla on the side. Do you guys have white rice without the cilantro in it? Because that's what I'm looking for.
It's like, what?
Go somewhere else, idiot. What is it called? Go to Moe's if you don't want cilantro in your rice, dummy.
Get out of here. What do you got at a restaurant?
Moe's
like that?
sucks. Bold claim of the year.
Moe's, I get salads there if
Never
I'm
gonna
doing
get sponsored
keto.
by the people. Maybe we shouldn't be hating on them.
Yeah, we should be talking good about everybody.
Yeah.
That's a big thing about American culture. They just sponsors and advertising. We're crazy in the advertising. Oh my god, it's like too much.
I won't watch shows if there's like commercial breaks now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You were like, dude, just watch Crunchyroll, and I like turned on Crunchyroll without a subscription, and it's like every 5 minutes they're like, here's the same ad you saw 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes later, here's the same ad you saw 5 minutes. I was like, I am not wasting my time for these 30-second ads.
You know what sucks though is that YouTube has snuck ads in. Like, everyone remembers when YouTube started doing ads.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was mad about it. But the way they started, it wasn't too annoying. It was like
Right.
a quick ad that you could skip through, and then it became the 5-second thing.
Mm-hmm.
The 5-second thing lasted a while. There was a couple of years where 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click, skip ad,
Right.
that's fine. And then for a lot of years, ad block worked. And so ad block was like you just install ad block and nothing at all. Now it's 2 commercials. The first one's 15 seconds. The second one is no, they'll do a full ad, and it's 20 seconds maybe, and then they do the 15-second, and after 10 seconds, then it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, skip ad, and then they got ads below and on the side. It's like you just snuck this right in, and everyone's like okay with this.
I don't think
There's-
they're okay with it. If they had the option to be like, I wish YouTube didn't have videos, but where else are they going to go for their free music? That's
I
what
know.
YouTube's used mostly for. Is like
I
music
know.
videos and music. You know, you're just putting on a playlist so you can have something to play. You know, and Spotify and SoundCloud and all the other apps kind of tapped into that, so you can just have it running on your phone. But YouTube, you had to go like, oh, if a new song came out or a new album came out and you didn't want to buy the album, all right, well I can go on there because someone has uploaded it and I can listen to the whole album. But then you gotta. I think that's why they put the ads on there. Is because obviously there's just so many viewers and there's nothing they can do about it. But no
you
one's
had
gonna
to monetize it. Like there was so many years where YouTube just didn't make a profit at all. They just had. Imagine how much that takes to. That's why there's no other YouTube. There's not another big video site except, and this is actually what I heard, is that Pornhub, the porn site, is the like second other biggest video on demand. They not on demand, but you know like
Like, sure, it's the second.
I might have just made that up, but it's like the point is that it's very hard to have a website where you loading up videos and have that on the website and have a sustainable model because you gotta have servers.
Yeah, because most other
and
video hosting websites, you know, you look at the video, ad broken or video
Link
not
broken,
available,
yeah.
blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, I need some reliability here.
yeah.
Not that I go looking for other video sites.
No, there was like Vimeo for a bit, but that's not big. That's
Vimeo is more. I've heard that it's more for like the artist. So
like
it's
music
more,
videos. And,
yeah, more for like I'm gonna showcase this, or you know, I got my drones out and I'm gonna put this video up. But it's for the people who are aware of YouTube's kind of like model of operation, especially when it comes to content producers. And those producers have decided they want to go with Vimeo because they agree with their business model more, or how they're presenting their, or you know, how their videos are hosted, or blocking this and that. Like if you go on Reddit and you try to watch a YouTube video from like the NFL, NFL has flagged Reddit as you're not allowed to view this on Reddit. You got to click this link and watch on YouTube, specifically on its website. And kind of Vimeo is just like, hey, we're just a vanilla host your video. There won't be any like hidden fees or hidden stuff. I'm not sure what the like UELA is, but I've heard that it's more for like the artists and more for people who are aware of like what their digital footprint is looking like. Yeah.
I would say a bad of American culture is that like trying to go to a restaurant in other countries, like I was in Spain a couple years ago, it's like totally different experience. Everyone in our culture and American culture, me included, wants things like, you're my server, you gotta come over to the table. Like I want something, I'm gonna sort of look around for you, but you better be like, come in pretty quick, and I need this ketchup. Like, can you go get the ketchup? Like, and they're just, because they don't get tips there. It's not a normal course of business to tip.
You're bouncing back and forth. So be a little bit clear. So you were talking about when you, as an American, goes abroad.
Yeah.
Spain specifically, versus your experience here in the United States of an American experience going to a restaurant. American experience restaurant, you go in, you're like, dude, I want my stuff now. And a majority of the time, I would say that the server's going to show up and take your order.
It's expected.
And make sure that things are given to you as you need it. Refills, condiments, blah, blah, blah.
But
you go to Spain, and your experience in Spain was like...
None of that. Dude, the servers will be like outside smoking a cigarette, looking at you and, I don't give a fuck. Like, they don't care because they don't work for tips. But neither should you. That's also part of the culture is don't get crazy. You're here to sit down and have a good time, and you better not be going anywhere because otherwise you wouldn't have gone to a restaurant. You're here for 2.5 hours, just a normal dinner.
Yeah, if you wanted something to eat, you should have.
Go make it, bitch.
Yeah, planned or go to the fast food, the McDonald's restaurants you guys sent all over here.
Yeah, and I just think that's like, dude, there's so many like people in pickup trucks or minivans going to Golden Corral. Everyone's fat, waddling around, like. That's my stereotype of American culture that I just...
Buffets.
Yeah. Oh, my God. You know, my grandparents come to town. They love going to the buffets.
I almost went on a brunch buffet date.
Yeah.
I almost went to, I think it's the Porch.
Yeah.
So they have a weekend brunch, and it starts at 11, and it ends at 3:30. And you got to have a reservation in order to get into this place. I was like, oh, we can't, like, spur of the moment go over there. So we ended up just going to a regular place to get breakfast. And it was delicious, but it was a buffet, and I was like, it was like $25, all you can eat brunch food. And then you can get like $10 bottomless mimosas too, so like $35 for two people, or per person. And you had to make a reservation and stuff. I was like, I'm not sure I'm hungry enough to eat unlimited amounts of food for brunch. Like I barely just dabble in some fruit and stuff for
it's not
breakfast
good
anyway.
To overeat. That's something I've been really like paying attention to lately. Is like, oh, I don't actually feel better if I eat all that. Like, and by the like 10th bite in, you're like, you could just stop. Like, it would be better. You'll feel better. You got what you needed. You got the food. Stop gorging yourself. Like you just like you're gonna finish your plate. Like don't do it. Like
that's like a product of a creature of habit, and a creature of habit is gonna keep eating. And if they're not realizing, if they weren't brought up with the fact that like all you have to do is eat
slow down.
2 fists of food on a plate and your stomach will be full. But because you keep eating after that amount of food is now your stomach is engorged and it's expanding, and the next meal you're going to be like, oh, I got to eat that same amount of food in order to get to that same full feeling. And no one goes back and is like, oh, well, if I had eaten less, I wouldn't have felt this way in a negative way after I ate. And they don't make that connection of like, oh, let me go see a nutritionist or whatever, or let me have been brought up or taught by my parents or whoever raised you that like, you know, this is a good eating habit. Chew your food slowly, eat slowly, let your stomach settle. And when you reach a max, just stop.
But it's even like before that. It's like you should stop when you're 80% full. And if you just stopped and took a 5-minute break, you'd realize that you're full and you feel good. Like you're not over. And I feel like I always overdo it. Like, and I don't know where that comes from or if I just was raised that way. And I mean, everybody in our
I do
culture's
that.
done that.
I'll take a Red Baron frozen pizza and I'll eat that whole thing. I don't care. This last piece I shouldn't, but so good. I'll eat the whole pizza by myself. I definitely didn't eat it.
And you don't feel great after. I mean, you feel awful.
I feel great. My mouth is like, thank you. My taste buds are like, you're the best.
Yeah, but you're kind of like a thin guy. Like
Yeah.
you're kind of tall and lanky.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of exercise
Pack it away.
at work and stuff. So, rip. You want to move on from the talk? That was kind of boring.
Yeah, that's a great.
Great.
Let me say, I'll say something good about America at least.
Oh, I love
Our
America, by the way.
American
I
culture.
love America, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
It's you travel abroad and you come back. It's the greatest feeling ever. But
It's true.
it's the best country.
I think when you brought up this question originally, I kind of comedically threw out, I think freedom is the best for America. And I thought about that after I said it for a while. I was like, actually, that may not be such a good thing. Because for me, it's always been like, in the past, let's see, 2001, so in the past 20 years, ever since, for me, in my experience in growing up, is like, September 11 was a real trying time for the time, and everyone kind of overreacted. And so you got legislature and state of minds and perceptions of people thinking, oh, we need to be protected, or we need more of this, like, things because we don't want that to happen again, blah, blah, blah. And we overcompensated.
With the
And
Patriot Act. and
all
yeah.
the stuff that kind of happened as a result of that, the wars, the Middle East, all the stuff intervening. And, if we had just been like, all right, that's something we don't want to happen again, let's take small precautions in order to prevent that. Now you get this whole, like, airport screening stuff, and all the stuff of a product of all that stuff is like, all people who are like, oh, well, I want to protect my freedom. It's like, sure, but you're also kind of like the beacon of freedom. And so I always viewed that kind of
Where's the good part in all this?
the repercussions were not a good thing. So that's why I changed my answer. Is like, I don't think freedom necessarily is the best part about America.
Do you think other countries are more free? Because I've heard this before. Like, people from England, they go, you guys talk a lot about freedom here, but in terms of, like, people getting canceled and social, like, there's a lot of judgment that happens. I'm sure everybody in every country in the world has social judgment of what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. But in America, it's like people are super judgy and we sort of censor ourselves.
Right.
Like, we all freedom of speech, but like you can't say many things. Like, I find myself on this podcast censoring what I'm going to say because we're going to release this in the public and anybody can listen. And if they don't know who I am or you are personally, and hopefully realize that we're good people and
We're just fucking around.
we're just fucking around. Exactly. It's not serious. Like, but I have to censor myself because there's going to be that. It's not even. We're free to say whatever we want, but you're going to socially. I'm going to have consequences to what I say.
Yeah.
So that's not really freedom.
Yeah.
Whereas in England,
I can't run for president if I publish this podcast.
kind of like based on the stuff we've already said, it's like it hasn't even been that controversial. But
Yeah. But
probably
it'll
it would.
polarize people because of
Yeah.
the things that I say. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But in England, like, for an example, because I've talked to a few people that are, like, English, and they just said, like, you could say whatever you want over there, and people know, they have better intentions of, oh, I know what you said, or I know what you meant, and you're more
They're not
free.
as sensitive.
Not as sensitive, yeah. Or in Europe, like, you have more freedom in terms of social, like, you're not a wage slave, or society's better, like, if you're out of work or something, they'll take care of you. And that is a form of freedom that's more free than America, where, we have people on our streets that
I think
aren't getting
Americans are a
mental
little bit
health.
more coddled. So this is something like bad happens to them, and they like kind of like freak out. Oh, I gotta sue that person because they, they did something wrong, or I gotta get some money compensation somehow, or
Let me speak to the manager.
yeah, or I scratched myself, so we gotta change how this building is, blah blah blah. Or a kid falls down on a street, and it's like, oh, or a car speeds by, one car speeds by through a neighborhood. Let's put up a speed bump type of thing. Like, they're a little bit more like. They're not as rugged as they used to be. We're like, America used to be.
Wild West.
Like, yeah, look at this frontier where you're doing things first. Let's be pioneers. And now it's like, oh, no, we're comfortable. Look at all this land we got. We can spread out as much as we want. We can have all these different regionalized areas of people that
Yeah.
are going to be kind of like a tank, or they're going to be separated from the normal.
Okay.
And they're just going to have this kind of like inbred type of thinking.
Yeah.
And you're going to have that regionalized, and like that makes for people who don't have things in common sometimes. And I think you need to be a little bit more united.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that is an interesting part of American culture, is that we've got so many different regions, and so people are so different from each area, but then we have that one thing in common, even just that common language, or the common, we've all seen Marvel movies or something like that. Like, yeah. Do you want to wrap this up somewhat soon, or you want to do one more topic?
We can do another topic. Let's get to 2
Another
hours.
topic? You want to get to 2 hours? What are we at?
What time is it? 6:05? Yeah, I got 20 minutes.
It?
I got 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're an hour 40. Yeah, we got 20 minutes. This is actually a good topic because you got to get to Magic tonight. So, what is it that you and me like about Magic the Gathering to a lay person? Someone who doesn't know anything about the cards.
So, for all the lay people listening, I know there's none of you, but Magic is a collectible card game.
It's the collectible.
It is the collectible card game. It is the king. It has been the king for 25 years now. Pretty much the premise is that you buy packs, and these packs contain a certain amount of cards and a certain amount of limited cards, I guess you could call them.
Rare cards.
Yeah, rare cards. So there's different rarities that these packs contain of these cardboard paper. And the rare ones are obviously more sought after. They're usually a little bit more powerful as to the effects that they have on the card game, so that their price goes up. So you have 25 years of almost every year.
Every 3 months, a new set.
I don't think it
comes out.
was every 3 months before.
Now it's every 3 months.
Every
in the past couple of years.
For the last 10 years at least, you've had a pack or a different set which contains at least 200 cards.
Yeah.
Come out every 3 months, and those all have their own market value.
Yeah, and there's a whole economy based on.
I mean, it's just like shoes. You got, or a car as well. You got different editions of the car that you can get, whether it's a sport or just the stock, and each one costs a different thing, and you can only get a certain amount of a sport version or blah blah. There's only 500 produced. It's kind of the same thing for Magic, where they're trying to limit the amount of cards. So you open this pack, you make a deck, and a deck can, for the layperson who's playing at home with his friends, you can make whatever rules you want. And so you put these cards together, you make a deck, and you draw these cards, and then all of these cards have different effects. Magic's kind of thing is that you have lands, and the lands tap for mana.
I would say Magic's thing, what stands out from other card games, is that you can play on your opponent's turn. I think it's a big part of the game, is that there's instant speed. So
Interrupts.
There's interrupts. So the strategy is, if I have a certain amount of land open, which allows me to cast spells, I can turn the turn over back to you, and you can start to do your thing, and then I have the possibility of interrupting it, which most card games, most games in general, like chess, it's my turn, then it's your turn, then it's my turn, then it's your turn. We could plan.
Very, very black and white.
Yeah, it's chess, dude. I know, I just said that.
I fucking...
or like in basketball, there's offense, there's defense. In Magic, first of
but
all,
in basketball you can steal the ball from the opponent.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more like tennis.
Okay.
Or I'd say the opposite of Magic is more like tennis, and chess is like you don't get to, like, you're still playing back and forth, but they still get to serve. It's still their turn to serve.
And what's interesting is that you're playing with cards, which are just cool because having a card in your hand, to me, feels good. There's artwork on it. There's a way that it plays. There's rules, and then there's these cards. Actually, almost all of them, by definition, break the rules of the game, but it's okay because it's what the card says, and you follow what the card says, and it follows the rules of the game, the basic ones. But this card does something that wouldn't normally happen, and that's the interesting part about it. And if you know every card and what it does, so if you don't know the card, it's exciting because what is he playing or what am I going to play that's going to break the rules of the game to my advantage? Or if you do know all the cards in the set, and if you're a competitive player, you know what every card does, it's still interesting because there's so many possibilities of what the other person could play. And
It's like chess and poker wrapped up.
yeah.
Because in poker you have the element of RNG, which is a
Or unknown,
randomly
unknown.
numerical generator. Right?
Yeah. Random number generator.
Yeah, random number generator. So the chances of like playing blackjack, you get dealt 2 cards, and what are your chances
Yes.
of the next card that you say hit me is not going to put you over?
Yeah.
And so a good blackjack player is able to kind of deduce what percentages are going to favor him or favor the dealer. And so you take that into account as a Magic player. And it's also where chess is where you're trying to think as many moves ahead as you can to be able to predict the outcomes of this chess match. And it combines those 2 elements of randomization and the hyper strategy of chess and puts it into a card game. And it does it well with the basic rules that you taught, or the basic rules that you mentioned, the advanced rules beyond that, and the competitive play, because a competitive player can sit across from a brand new player, and the brand new player might be playing great cards, and the pro player could be playing just an average cards, and they're still going to win because they're able to make those critical decisions in order to sway the game in their favor.
Yeah, it's a skill-based game.
Yeah.
It is not draw 7 cards, play those cards, and whatever comes off the top of your deck is either good or bad, and that's what determines the game. There are games like that, and there's certain strategies where you can play a very aggressive, very fast, I'm going to beat you down and kill you quick.
Right.
But most of the time, it matters. I mean, drawing, there's a sense of chance that am I going to get the card I need? And that's like, there's like a 1 in 60 chance I draw the card I need and then I win the game. But it's most of the time, it's not that. It is, how am I going to use the cards that I have based on the cards that you might have and play to my outs? So how am I going to win this game? And the game is so complicated that you can get wins you have no business getting.
Because just like good luck can run for you, bad luck can run for the opponent,
and you can generate your
and
own
vice
luck.
versa. Yeah.
I mean, most of the time you generate your own luck.
Right.
In the examples that you mentioned, what I like about it also is just that it's a one-on-one. That's the best, it's just the best way to have a competition. I've chosen the cards. I've stayed within the rules that all of us have to abide by, which is the latest 2 years worth of Magic the Gathering sets that have been released. We can pick from that pool. And picking from that pool, I know that you're going to follow that, and I'm going to follow it. So there's only about 1,000 cards or something in rotation.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, in a standard rotation. And with that, it's going to be me versus you, one-on-one. I'm not basing it on a teammate that he's going to screw up, or, man, you should have passed the ball to me, or you should have kept
You're
it.
independently responsible for everything that happens in that game.
Yes. And you can definitely psych players out. So if I'm playing against someone, and this has happened to me way more than I've done it to other players, which is part of the fun because we're 2 years in, we're still like brand new when it comes to the game, is that you can act like you have something and tell the other player like, all right, go, and almost psych them out, and they make the wrong move based on your body language and what you're trying to present, like you have the card or you don't have the card, and they'll play around the card that they think you have that you didn't have.
Yeah.
And that's part of the
Bluffing.
game. That's bluffing.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of the game.
Right.
Or there's playing an action so fast that people don't realize, oh wait, I could have stopped that, or I could have said, hey, hold on.
Yeah, the intricacy of Magic is what has kept it as the king, because any other card game that's tried to come close has not been able to have the base mechanics that you can then build on to make the game even more complex. And those complexities are what separates the men from boys, because like you're saying, if you're trying to bluff an opponent and then you bluff them and then all right, yeah, you can do whatever you want. And the next turn you had the answer to what they were doing because you bluffed them. You know, it's the checks in, or the chess comes back to the chess. Is like, I made you think like that was a vulnerable play, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
And it's because the mechanics of the game are so well thought out and well oiled that it just works.
Yeah.
And I think for me the strategy or the appeal of the game has always been the strategy.
And even if you choose 60 cards, you can make 5 changes to the deck where you take out 5 cards and put in 5 of your own ideas that you think might work, and they end up working for you, and you get a win.
Yeah.
And because you applied something that was actually suboptimal, but it worked. And this is another topic to bring up. There's metas that develop. So this game is available online. So there's an online meta game where I know with reasonable certainty the top 10 deck lists that are out there, and I know I should bring in a deck that can beat 5 or 6 of them, or have a good matchup against most of them, and try to get the wins on those. But then if you show up to a local store where it's the same 20 to 30 people playing pretty much week after week with some variants of 5 to 6 players who come in that are brand new, or they played at other stores, but they show up to your store.
People, or yeah,
someone brings their friend in, and the meta game evolves in this store. Oh, that's a really aggressive store. Oh, that everyone plays control in that store. So,
or that's the money store, or this is the easy store. Or,
yeah, this is the easy, relaxed.
This is
store.
the casual. I just brought my deck from home.
Yeah,
Let me try it out.
Yeah,
and
I didn't.
You're like, oh, this is the real scene. You're like, oof.
And we're lucky that we have a very competitive store with very good players. Every week, you're guaranteed to have 17 to 24 players, give or take, sometimes more, of good competition with players who are pretty decent. Like, they're not like mean people. We have a pretty nice store,
Right.
But they're competitive. I mean, they're not going to give you the win.
They're
not going to tell you, oh, you can't
no
do
take
that.
backsies.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best. No take backsies. You
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah.
because Magic is like, you play something and they go, did you mean to play that? He's like, oh shit, no, I didn't mean to play that. Well, you can't take it back. You gotta stick with your decision. This is, we're playing for money. We've all put $5 into the pot, and at the end of it, there's a top 8. And
It's a tournament.
It's a tournament.
It's a cash tournament.
It's
prize tournament.
It's a tournament where you could stand to gain over $100 almost every week. With, no, not that much. How
No.
much? You think it's less than that?
Yeah, it averages about $60.
Okay. All right. So first place would get $60.
Correct.
But if you can win at these stores, you could probably win at. If you win at our store, our local store, you probably can win
A higher level tournament.
at higher level tournaments with
where there
hundreds
are
of players.
where there are other players that are always winning at their stores.
Yeah, like
and then you
poker.
get all
Yeah.
those winners and you come to a big tournament. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you definitely have much better chance than someone who's not winning the tournament and just decides, hey, I saw a deck that was getting results played by someone else. Maybe I can just pick that up and play with it, and that's usually not a winning recipe.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to mention off as a layperson for Magic?
It's tough. I'm so deep into it that like trying to think back to the basics.
Because the artwork is awesome.
The artwork is cool. Just the interactions, the different cards. There's so many.
There's 5 colors, and they all have different play styles. But then, if you add the 5 colors to 2 colors, so if you take any of those 5 colors and put 2 of them together, that is a whole new play style that takes a little bit of blue and a little bit of black, and they put them together, and that's called Demir. And Demir is a total different way of playing that's way different than blue and red. Blue and red is it, and they have names for all these.
Right.
Like
All the combinations.
all the combinations of colors possible, and you have a total deck that feels pretty consistent across all sets. So if you have a blue, red colored deck that you put together, it's going to play similar as the one that comes out 4 years from now, that set of cards. But they're totally different cards, and they
Right.
do different things,
Right.
but they feel like they're
And that's
doing
been the
lots of damage.
same. That example can be used for the same 2-year block going back, all the way to
18
2000.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And so, you kind of have the green cards, which are big monsters, like kind of nature. You have white, which is like
Flyers and
justice,
gaining life. And,
order.
Yeah.
You have black, which is about making your opponents discard, losing your own life to inflict something bad on them. It's kind of like deceit and kind of gross swamps, and the artwork is like pirates and
Ooze and
ooze,
vampires.
Yeah, vampires and they're kind of like the bad guys or whatever. Then you have red, which is all about anger and dealing direct damage to someone's life total, and they're just very angry. And
I guess that's a big part of the game. Like, so the point of the game is you start with 20 life total as a player, and the point of the
whole point of the game is to get them
the opponent's
to 0.
life total to 0, however you can. And so you do that with creatures that inflict damage. You can do that with spells that inflict damage. You can make the opponent damage themselves.
Yeah.
But the point of the game is to get your opponent to 0, and there are so many different avenues in order for that to come happen. Like an aggressive deck that plays red and black, or a control deck that's playing white and blue, and there's no creatures on the field, but eventually they'll make use of that you have nothing in your hand, nothing on the field, and they'll just play this one thing that eventually will win the game. Win them the game. And then Modern has its own, which is
Modern's a whole different thing.
Totally different format. Yeah, has its own
let me finish real
mechanics
quick.
that are stacking on each other.
With blue is kind of like water, like an island, and it's got like these things called like merfolk, which are kind of like mermaid
and
fish and turtles and crabs, and they make you draw. Like they're a lot about drawing.
A lot of flying. They have a lot of elementals, flyers.
Yeah, and you draw lots of
birds.
cards, and it's controlling, so you counter what they're doing. So if they try to play a card, you counter it with a blue card of your own.
Right.
And then what's the last color? Did I get all 5 colors?
Yeah.
White, blue, black, green,
And red.
red. Okay, just wanted to get that out there.
Yep.
But yeah,
There's a bunch of different card types and
there's a lot of different
crazy things you can do.
Game modes. Like they have sets from the older cards of Magic were way more powerful, and so they
kind of sealed it off. They're like, hey, we got to put this block in kind of its own time lapse so that
we can't have interrupted. If we opened up every single card ever. Well, that's gonna be.
That wasn't that loud.
Okay, if they open up every card ever, everyone would always play the old cards.
Yeah,
and they're way too expensive. They're rare. They're way too powerful. So then they made a cutoff, and now they have Modern, which is everything from 2007 or something like that onward. And then they call it Modern because you have the Modern back. Like they changed to how the card actually looks. Mm-hmm. And so the Modern card backing, everything from that onward is legal in that format. And they make banned lists. You can't play everything. Like if certain cards that just aren't fun.
Certain players have figured out loopholes that have broken the game, and they're like, "Hey, that's not a healthy.
It's not fun.
It's not a healthy environment for people to have fun playing the game. So we're gonna temporarily ban that card until we either print something that can deal with it, or the format has settled in a different direction." Yeah. So it's cool that they don't let things like other card games don't have that kind of ban. I feel like I guess Yu-Gi-Oh does.
Yu-Gi-Oh does,
and Dragon Ball probably does too, but. All these card games, they usually will print a new card, and then right away, like 3, 4, or 5 weeks later, they'll print a new set of cards, and it totally changes everything. So all that money you spent on those cardboard pieces of paper, you lose all the value.
Magic's pretty expensive, huh?
Yep.
It's very expensive. That's what everyone says. It's like, what do they call it? Like paper, crack or something like.
I used to call them crack packs.
Yeah, they are like crack packs.
You just go to the store every time you get $4.
Dude,
all right, let me try this lottery and see if I can get this rare card.
They have designed the pack. It literally smells good when you crack a pack open. You open up a card of 15 cards in a booster pack for Magic. It's got a certain smell that you're like, ooh, this is fun. And they design it that way. Absolutely.
Think they got little aerorizers that they spray into the thing before they steal it?
They do something to give it a new card smell. Yeah. It's a whole experience. The cards feel really good to open up. The packs, I should say, they feel really good. Like they're in foil or a little bit, like almost like not quite aluminum foil plastic.
It's plastic.
It's just plastic, but the way you open it kind of crinkles, and it's like an experience.
Kind of like this donut thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it sounded like.
Crackle.
Yeah. I just love the one-on-one aspect. I love how complicated it is. I love that it's strategic. I love that it's like one of my favorite video games is StarCraft, and you have no one else to blame but yourself. And
Yeah, there's no teaming. It's all about your
it's intense.
own decision making.
Yeah, if you lose, it feels like you suck. Like you're like,
Yeah.
damn, I'm awful. Aren't
Can't
I?
believe I'm gonna do this for 4 more hours.
Yeah, I'm stuck here. I like the hardcore tournament aspect, because anytime you have a bunch of guys, I mean, girls play too, but like it's a bunch of guys sitting across from each other playing cards, there's just that feeling that goes back hundreds of years that it's kind of
This is a
dark.
contest between the two of us.
It's dark outside. You're inside. We're slamming coffees. Everyone's outside chain smoking. You're inside. You're playing for money. There's something about that atmosphere that, I mean, it's mostly a bunch of dorks that play, and like you and me are dorks too. We're a bunch of nerds, but God, I'm not as. I thought I was a nerd, and then I go there. I'm like, whew.
Thank God.
No, I'm
Just a normal person.
feel-
I'm well rounded.
I feel like that top 2% Tinder guys. Like that's what I feel like.
If any guys are feeling down about yourself, just come over to our local store and we'll make you feel real
We'll
good.
make you
about
feel
it.
real good. You'll be.
Just have some confidence, man. Get out there.
Yeah. Man, you meet some interesting people playing Magic.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you said it, the first thing is like you like it because you're sitting across from a real person. That was the lure for me too. It was like we get to go, kind of interact with our community. Some people travel from farther than just
You see
our
them every
community.
week.
Yeah.
It's like
If you want to consistently go and you enjoy your store and you keep going back there, you're gonna make friends and you're gonna be, I'm pretty famous at the store already just because
Yeah,
of
you
different
are.
things that I've done, but I've been involved in the store and I've been involved with the people, and that is a fun too because it's kind of like, hey, this is my friend group that I go do something every week.
and you text with them until the next time you guys show up and you see all your friends again. And it's like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing our friends, we're playing against each other. Me and Nick had a great match last week. We're gonna have a great match this week. What'd you bring differently?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring a different deck to
you
metagame.
you leave everything on the table too, because you lose to your friend, you can't be like
Yeah,
mad at your friend.
yeah,
You gotta walk
yeah.
outside and be like, dude, good game, it was great. I hope we get to play again. I'll see you in after we both win and we get to the finals. So
Yeah.
but I guess that kind of comes with all hobbies almost. A majority of the hobbies is like you
It's
have
a
a
great
little bit
hobby.
of community.
It's
Yeah,
Well,
you're
but
gonna meet
this is-
people who are doing the same thing.
This is great because so many communities are like online or whatever, but it's like if I had a group of people that I could see every week and do something competitive with, I mean that hits all the right
yeah, pushes all your buttons.
pushes all my buttons. Thanks, Corey.
Enters your secret code to unlock your endorphins.
Yeah, Corey. Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, break that down for you, buddy.
Thanks. You're just saying what I'm thinking.
And I'm out.
You dab on him, Corey. All right, you gotta go play your match. I might.
But it's a good time to stop, I guess.
Okay. All right, that's it for
Next
episode.
time,
episode
hopefully,
2.
we'll have some more magic stuff. Probably talk about some movies. We'll
We
nail
got-
out some more of our topics that we've listed down.
We
and
got tons of topics,
just
and
keep coming up with more.
anybody who wants to write in a comment,
Yeah, write a comment. Send us a suggestion for a topic.
suggestion,
We'll talk about anything.
anything,
We'll
with
try anything once.
with the exception of most things.
Yeah, with the exception of most things.
Anything once.
High on our
Or
list though
0
is
times.
serial killers.
Yeah, dude. We'll look up some. I want to talk about Charlie Manson in one of these.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, it's just interesting. But
Yeah, but you got hyped on that because of
Mindhunter.
No, I thought it was because of Once Upon
Oh,
a Time
Once
in
Upon a
Hollywood.
Time in Hollywood.
Which goes
Yeah.
back to Tarantino, which I think we should probably brush up on some Tarantino and, maybe have a Tarantino series, maybe.
Yeah.
Talk about
Oh.
each of his movies, then we'll kind of dive into
He's
some
my favorite
of his
director.
modern stuff.
He's your favorite director?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, that's it. That's it, folks.
And on a high note, that's it, folks.